that's so exciting, and it's so amazingly attractive.
Yeah, you're not laughing now, are you?
A little Oriental opener. Thank the Lord, there's only 33 people here to witness that genius, you see. That's what separates this channel from all others. Okay, right. Before it gets to 40, I'm going to say hello to everyone who's in here because it's lovely. It's nice to be acknowledged, recognised and thanked. John Franklin, I already said hello, but I'll say hello again. Hello, John. Hello, Livy. Bates is in. Nice to see you, Batesy. I said to you earlier, I said, I try not to have a set schedule. I don't have a schedule, but it's nice to do it at different times because then people are working at certain times or whatever, or in a different country, sometimes can't get to see the live. So it's nice to see you in. And he says, nice to be had. JP's lurking. Our pals Booyaka Shaka. Livy's already said she's the Red Hand Gang, but the repeats. Jared's in. Hello, Jared. Hello, John. He's playing Spot the JP. That's quite cool. Neil Benjamin Skies is in. Lovely. Ben R. Jersey. I was in Patong and I stumbled. Oh my days! I stumbled across Soy Kep Sap. Yeah, but it ain't there anymore. So it is, but it used to be the filthiest in the good filthy, the filthiest triangle in the whole world. You know, they talk about the Golden Triangle. Well, this, I need you lot to help me. What triangle is it? Basically, well, not basically, I've got to stop. Where have I picked that up? I made a video about it. No, I didn't, but I was going to, but I better not because I keep calling myself out. Although there is a more complex version of it. It was a little, there's a ring road that goes around Patong. It's called Ratu Thit P200 Road, right? Rat-U-Thit, P-H-I-T, Ratu Thit P-P-E-E 200 Road, Ratu Thit P200 Road. And once you come around that, past Bangla Road, and then you're going down parallel with the beach, you used to be able to spin a right into Soy Kep Sap, which was a triangle. So if you kept going, you could take the right and go to it from the other end of the triangle. Oh, I've got a cup of tea brewing. Give us a second. I bought myself a proper tea instead of a blend. I got some nice Ceylon. Ceylon Silverbird. Ceylon honey. That's so strong for me. What am I going to do? There's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. It's quite easy to get caught into a PG Tips or a Twinings or your old what's the yellow one? The old tea, really old tea company. Can't remember their name, but occasionally if I go through an Assam or a Darjeeling, and you get to taste something with a bit of character, something a bit distinct, rather than just like the rest of our culture, just chuck it all in. No one cares anymore as long as it's got some social proof or some kind of celebrity endorsement. There's too many. I don't know what one you mean. I could tell you so many stories. Mumford told me the other day that when I was out in Patong with him and Trevor Locke, I got absolutely caned, and them two not so much. And then I just walked off in a weird strop. And although while Mumford was trying to tell me what happened, I said, come on, no, we have no autopsies on getting drunk. You get drunk to act like a prick. You don't want to be told about it in the morning. Didn't say that on the bottle of gin. Didn't say after this substance affects you and causes you to make terrible decisions, your friends have hereby got the legal right to tell you in great detail of how much of a see you next Tuesday you were. No. You never do that to anyone. If you go out with a mate and they get shit-faced and they're an arsehole, that's about it. You were an arsehole last night. Okay, I'll accept that. But apparently I tweeted something like, if you want to see two of the most culturally inept, low IQ, blah, 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 you want to see my two mates now. And I was sitting with all these brass outside a massage shop, just, getting drunk with them, which is one of the nicest things I've ever done. I wrote a lovely song about it. You've probably heard it. A lot of you have heard it. And sitting in the street with a load of brass, like streetwalkers, in the Patong, sort of 2-3 o'clock in the morning. It's just lovely. I just feel at home with those people. That gets investigated quite nastily in my manuscript, by the way. Because why would I? Because at first it sounds quite innocent and nice, doesn't it? Oh, it's like, but it's got tones of George Orwell, Down and Out in London and Paris. Is it London and New York? No, London and Paris, isn't it? Down and Out in London and Paris with a massive wedge in the bank account that I'm not touching because I'm pretending to be a tramp. It's got. I started thinking it had a sense of that about it. When you're surrounded by a group of prostitutes who, I do have a love for these people. I have a sensual attraction to them for sure. But I also do. There's something about that personality that I admire. But who's the most successful in that situation? Who's the person who runs a business, who's got a YouTube channel, who lives in a house with more than one bed and less than 10 people sleeping in it? And okay, it kind of ruins the party a bit, but you can't write and not tell people the truth. And you only find that out by writing it. Write what hurts. Write about the pain that it hurts to remember. There were so many denouements in my picaresque that they were sort of like little punchlines that sort of kind of took the emphasis, never been able to say that word, away from what was actually happening, the old show not tell. So there's a situation, a seemingly innocent situation, couple of things happen, but a reader with any kind of literary clout, what I mean is they're prepared to do a bit of work when they read. They think, that's interesting, because if we link that with what was said there and what was said there, the exact opposite of what the protagonist thinks is happening. And that's a darkness. And it's a darkness that then they can identify with because they filled in the gaps with their own experiences. And I didn't start, but I noticed that a lot of them, I'd put in a little joke at the end to kind of lessen, well, not to do this. This is what happened. It lessened the impact of the truth. And by truth, I haven't, that thing that as an artist you strive to find and hopefully never do, because it's death, really, isn't it? Truth is death. But what I was doing was outlining a situation that was kind of uncomfortable to write, and then when told honestly, hopefully uncomfortable to read, going against what the protagonist thinks he's all about. And the protagonist is me. It's autobiographical. All writing is autobiographical. And then just put in a little sort of joke. And I do that sometimes socially as well. But if you leave something unpleasant and unsure, as a reader and as a writer, you can't be sure that you've you've achieved what you wanted to achieve, but you certainly haven't when you put a joke at the end. And I kept finding loads of them, like, because there's like hundreds, if not thousands, of stories in the world. No, not thousands. There's probably 500 stories, I imagine. If it's about 800 pages, I reckon. Yeah. It kept happening as I was editing it. It kept happening. I'd find another one of these bits that I didn't want to have to read and edit again because I don't really have to go through this again. And then right at the end, it wasn't as crude as this, but at the end it'd be like, it wouldn't matter. So and so will be waiting up for me anyway. I'll go and give her a fuck. I'm a womanizing bastard. Weak, really weak. It's almost like an apology, you know. Almost like, yes, I'm an arsehole, but quite a funny one. No, just be an arsehole, because you can be funny elsewhere. And I'm not talking about literature only here. This is life. This is when you communicate with people. You know, we've become so conditioned to struggle with honesty, so conditioned that the younger people especially, you know, older people are known as cantankerous, you know, and he's always moaning. Well, that's because everyone's always moaning, actually, but some people will play it down a bit. You know, like I say, the younger generation have become masters of the art of tact, masters of the art of politeness. Look at social media. You know, I saw a picture the other day about some woman who'd had a nose job and it went wrong. She done a GoFundMe to get money to pay for having the correction done. The correction looked ridiculous. She looked like the turnip master general. and the comment was something like, it's been a long year. Oh, imagine having to deal with like a hana for a year. It's been a long year, a lot of pain, a lot of learning, but I'm happy, you know, I'm paraphrasing. I'm happy to finally have all the surgeries finished and accept my position, my condition. And it looked ridiculous. It looked like someone who'd had a bodged nose job and then a bodged nose job, repair job. Yeah. But the comments, if you read the comments are just on their own, you'd think they were talking about one of the most beautiful women in the world. I don't know if that helps that person. You know, the right comment, well, according to me, and that's all I can only tell you according to me, the right comment would be, you know, it's weird, isn't it? There's consequences to your actions. You start chopping your nose off and you might end up looking like the witch out of the Wizard of Oz. What's it look like from a side angle? But they're not like that. They're just like, you've always been beautiful and you always will be. Maybe inside that old nutshell, yeah, I'm beautiful inside and out. Well, you don't get to decide the latter, and how the fuck do you know the former? But just people lying. And what's awful about that is elephants in the room are an obstruction. They stop you seeing each other. You know, get those out. There was a very, I don't want to, it's a bit grandiose to say it, but there was sort of like an argument of note at Dartington Art School once. There was a load of us sitting round after we'd all been at the boozer. And there was a girl, nice girl. I got on with her. I've just seen this image of Mumford with his hands all over her, like slurping at her in the canteen corridor of party once. It was quite unpleasant. She seemed to be enjoying herself as well, though, so no dramas. But she was a Christian. Now, you've got to remember, we're all like 18 years old and we're students. And this isn't a a very intelligent approach. But I wasn't talking about religion either. But I can't remember how we got there. But I said, so it came up that no one was religious apart from this girl. And I can't remember how we got to this bit, but I said, the thing is that I don't think you take into account, behind your back, all your friends and everyone else at college, there's only 300 students at Dartington, you know, everyone had fucked it. I mean, everyone knew everyone. And I said, everyone thinks you're an idiot because of it. They think it's a bit stupid. To your face, they don't say that, but they do think it's a bit weird. And so that is your place in the social dynamic has got this, a polite secrecy where no one tells you, but they think it. The problem with that, even if religion isn't brought into the equation, it prevents people from connecting to you, with you, as much as they potentially could. And you know, that's kind of how we judge who our friends are going to be. How deep can I connect with this person? On what level can I connect with this person? And if they say something where you think that says so much about your way of thinking, that unless you have a brain transplant, we ain't getting on. And it can happen the other way. Someone will say something, you think, wow, it's amazing. I really want to be your friend, because people don't say that. You're interesting. And she was going, well, I don't think that is the case. And again, she was a nice girl. I'm not slagging off. This isn't some weird bitterness from 30 years ago. But Mumford, I remember, was going, like, he loved it. He loved seeing all that sort of politeness and that getting tossed about. And she sort of argued her point. But I said, look, you can say what you want. I said, but let's go around the room. And I said, you've got to be honest, people. And don't forget you said things to me, and I will call on that if you are not honest. But do you think it's a bit weird that Joss is a Christian? That was her name. Hello, Joss. Hope you're doing well. I'm sure you are. And everyone said yes. It was dark, man. Everyone. Like her best mate next to her, Annabelle. She went, yeah. And then the next person, yeah. And then there was another bloke there who was a Hare Krishna. But he wasn't. He was the worst one. He wore the robes and the mustard and that, and he had the little pictures around his house. But he was just an horrible, dirty bastard who used, because Dartington and Totnes, if anyone's been there, it's a very hippie town. You know, and Hare Krishna is high currency there. If you're going to walk up the high street with your like flowing robes. Now, let's not forget, thank you for the super chats, people. I'm absolutely brassic. If you want to keep the grift going, I will deal with them shortly. And they really appreciate the calls. You've got Entropy up the top there and super chats down the bottom. Remind me to tell you about BitChute as well. But he just fucked loads of birds, and his in was his bullshit Hare Krishna. Oh, I'll be able to help you. Hare Rama 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 penis, vulva, put it in. Oh, I'm sorry. And I said the same to him, and the second bit as well. I said, it's the same with you, Steve. I said, but with you it's different, because people believe Joss is a Christian, but people think that it's just a blag. That's your style. You know, it's like someone else wearing a Megadeth t-shirt and a denim jacket and a pair of white trainers and some stonewashed jeans. It's just a style. You use it to cover up what is quite an unpleasant personality. You know, you're not to be trusted. Everyone's quite suspicious of you, and it's no surprise that you've gone for this supposed, really sort of peaceful religion. And as I was just about to say, we have to remember that I had dreadlocks and army clothes surplus at the time. So I was also playing my part, but I looked amazing and was exceptionally intelligent and good company. So I won. That's a great end. Manimu's been on the firm for 42 months and he's dropped a Lady Godiva to celebrate. Nice one, Manimu. How are you, son? Vincent, he's joined. He's on the firm. Scory drops 2 in and he says, streaming again when I have to go out. You know what? I was meant to be writing, and so I thought I'll do some streaming instead. I've done so much writing. It's at the really, really exciting stage at the minute. At the moment, I'm with these, not right now, I'm with these 2 really posh birds, horse riding when they were young, albeit finishing schools. It's a great part of the whole story because it's actually got a story, so I'm quite enjoying writing it. Thank you, Scory. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you, John. And thank you, John, again. Yeah, everyone knows my feelings regarding donations. I like them, and I think it's fair enough when you spend your time doing things for entertainment. All right, so check this out. BitChute has got live streaming. At the moment, there's only 3 people. Sticks Hexenhammer 666, Dave Cullen. Oh, who's the third? Who could the third be? Moi? It took me about 3 hours to set it up. That's with my best mate Ray. There we are. That's me on top. Helping me along. Now here's where it gets quite exciting. You know, like the BitChute. Well, you won't know because it hasn't happened. I mean, there was a couple of people in there earlier when I was streaming, but I was just trying to work it all out. I couldn't get the chat working and all. This is why I had to speak to Ray. And but they have got a way of donating, like an entropy, like a super chat. But how cool is this? You can call it whatever you want, and you can change it. So when you make a donation, it comes up in the chat. Bring. You know, John has donated 60 scrubber barbos. Now, I would like some suggestions for what we should call the BitChute scrub donations. I'm good with anything. Just I'll tell you what. Put BitChute at the beginning of the message so that I know what your 1 weird word is, or 2. I think it's 2 max. We've done it too long. And I'll take note, and if there's any cool ones in, I'll use them. How exciting. So I think what I'll do, if I stream tomorrow or Monday or whenever I next stream, I'll probably start the stream, do an hour here, then post a link and grab a load of you over to BitChute. That'll be fun, wouldn't it? And support BitChute as well. Yeah. Oh, I had to sign up for so many things, though. You have to sign up for PayShoot, and I'm so bad at those sorts of things. But I tell you what, it's very handy to have friends in high places. He's very tall, Ray. Yeah, he actually is. So hang on, I think I forgot to turn the water off. No, I haven't. But he just took me through it and got it done. So yeah, in some interesting company there. Packer, are you on the firm? I haven't seen many people. BitChute Ronnies. Just call them Ronnies. They're amazing. Ronnies are amazing. JP's telling me to stream on Monday. Ronnies is excellent, man. You have donated 5 Ronnies. Grease. Call it Grease. Okay, Grease the cogs. I get it. Bit Grifts is good as well. Very good, actually. I think I started with my favourite, which isn't very fair. Hello, Special K. Oh, was he? But he might not be set up to PayShoot. That's what Ray might have meant. Or maybe it was him, actually. I made up the last one. Who did I say? No, Dave Cullen, Sticks, and me, he said. So maybe he just doesn't know. Oh, God, I feel like I've been caught out. Exaggerating. Nigel, hello, mate. Eunice is a gangbang. Eunice in a gangbang is missing, but we know where she is in a. Oh yeah. Haven't seen her for a long time, have we? I wonder if it's Floella Benjamin. That was it. Eunice in a gangbang. It was a weird sort of pun that didn't work. Hello, Ludwig. I think he got a couple of strikes, didn't he? He hasn't learned. He hasn't. Jimmy hasn't learned that just because you want to say certain things on YouTube, it doesn't mean you can. He's been banned so many times. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it, Wolfie? It hasn't started yet, James, because I'll send him an email. I'll send Jimmy an email. Just reading some chats. Jared, I really think so. I find that lot very off-putting. I am putting them all into one character type. Actually, I was about to say I'm not, which tells me I am. They're always trying to get a fuck, and they're always using Hari to try and get it. Yeah, ain't happening. Good call, Vinny. Pizzle's Goog, which is always Goog. Hello, Lee. Bontoff Pimpin. Dangerfield is pumping Pax Max. Okay. I spoke to him the other day. The old Paxa. Paxa. Isn't that stuffing? Oh, is that what you just said? Did you say stuffing? Oh, Pimpin? I don't know what's going on here. Too many words and not enough meanings. I think Packer's down the boozer. Oh, man, I feel very weird. Barclay's in. Hello, Barclay. Barclay told me that he has got a mental illness because he thinks he has. So that cleared that up. Diazepams. That's quite a good one. Benzo bits. I don't want it all druggy, though. I wouldn't want that to smear my channel. The Steve and Woz show. Good evening. Do you both watch this? VAR tokens or just VARts, just outright VARts. I'll get a soundboard, so when I don't get a donation, I'll just press it and it'll go VAR. That's going to definitely get arranged and sorted out. I can see me doing that. Marzipan's in, dropping in an evening bigging. Always good to see it. JP's over the moon that Ian's in. John's over the moon that Lee's in. It's incredible. Bit shoot stop starts. They'll do that naturally. Oh, look at the soft side of Binson. I just called you. You know what happens around here when someone does that, don't you, Bint? It's just you. Steve 50, Steph 55. Hello, Lars on the firm. We got 91 people here. Oh, man, Packer's done the boozer, isn't it? I'm going to write an email to his missus. Oh, I've got something to show you his missus sent me. You know, hang on, who just said... No, I emailed him the other day. I said, your absence has been missed by many people. Just want to make sure you're all right. Don't want to hound you down, but, you know... And he got back to me like within about an hour, explained a few things. He got the coof over Christmas. And after that, I mean, you know, he's a man like we all are to certain extents who's got things he needs to deal with. And I think these aren't his words, by the way. This is my interpretation. I think he's taken a bit of time away from distractions, perhaps, so that he may spend some time on those things. Who knows? There's someone who's been to an NA meeting or two. Doesn't it make you feel sick when a newcomer shares and they're like, I don't know about all this. Like, I had 30 Xanax before I left the house, and I've got a hip flask in my pocket of Oromorph. But you know, you lot look like you know, you got some nice clothes and that, so, you know, maybe I'll come again. And then the whole room in unison goes, keep coming back. I always look at them at that point and go, sorry. Sorry about that. But when I'm the secretary, I do. When I'm not, I just go, Jez on the firm. Look at that. Just last time, hang on. Something went wrong, Jer. Oh, I've got something to show you all. Right. It is bloody... is Pack... I was going to write to Pack and I've got some things. Mrs. sent me some videos. He's beautiful, Mrs. He's curvaceous, well-breasted Mrs. Sent me some footage. I was laughing to myself last night. I'll show you why in a minute. It weren't these videos. I was doing something else to myself when I watched these. Know what I mean? Right. I'm going to send an email to the missus and see if he's down the booze, I'll be well pissed. But he might be here and not want to do it. Hello, love. Darling. Hello, me old China. Is your husband down the pub? Yeah? Leave the key under the mat. Is the old man about? There you go. Bang. Right. I'll wait till Packer's here. It might be another stream. There's another super chat. People are saving the day like beagles. No way is it LC350 dropping a 5-bit. Hello, Chris. Hello, Scrubs. Chris, what is the tune behind the Daughter of Albion Childhood Memories? A Sunday morning vid. I will work it out. I'll find out for you right now using the technology. I can't remember what it's called, but you know the one. Videos. Surely it'll be under most popular. She made that video for me as a birthday present, and she doesn't talk to me now either. Doesn't say anything to me. I reckon there's a man involved. I'm not even joking. I reckon she got together with someone, and he said, "I don't like that sticky, icky relationship you've got with Dangerfield." And that was the end of that. I mean, I'm basing that on very little information, but it's weird that you go from someone who you considered a real friend to nothing. Could have been Benzogate. I mean, personally, I'd have thought that would have caused more people to come to the channel. It would appear that she is either got shot of it. If anyone's got the link for it, or what I type into YouTube to find it, it would appear to have not been. It's not there. This isn't great content, is it? Me looking for this. Hang on, I'll give it one more shot. No, I think it's gone. Oh, hang on. No, that ain't it. No, sorry. There's a bit of software you want to get, LC350. And it's called, someone in the chat's probably already mentioned it. It's called Shazam. It's free. And then when you play that music, you just press Shazam and it will tell you what it is. But I can't find the video, so unless someone can tell me, I can't help you at this moment. Nice one, LC350. Oh, you tried it. You already. Oh, there's me giving it the tech big one, and you were like, "Yeah, tried that about a year ago." It's familiar though, isn't it? It's Lartus in. Come on, what is it, Lartus? It's quite a well-known piece of classical music. They used to use it, I think, for the Hovis advert. Let's see if that's it. Dvorak's New World Symphony. Let's see if that's it. Played on some clarinet. Fuck me, what is that? A bass? It's not that, is it? Everyone thinks, hang on, that's the Hovis advert. But I'm sure it changes. Everyone on my street left their doors open. It was great. People through their windows. It's not bad. Maybe you couldn't have heard the music, but I feel a little bit sort of lonely without Packer. Oi, you want in or you don't want in? If you want to just watch, it's nothing. It's absolutely fine. I've got rags on the blower. You earning your moderator keep? Huh?
Check your chat.
I'll check your chat in a minute. I know what. Oh, you found the Daughter of Albion video.
It's on my community page.
You lovely bastard. All right, so it's in the WhatsApp chat.
Okay.
Is it? Oh, he didn't answer and just went. Packer, let me know in the chat, and I'll have a look in a minute. Rag said something. Check your chat. I'll check your chat in a minute. Well, I am checking his chat. Embarrassing Scottish hate monster. That's certainly not it. Oh, he said it's on my community page. This chat. Yeah, but it. Oh, okay. It's getting tricky. Right, but I can't get to that though, Rags. Rags, what do I type into YouTube? Because okay, hang on. I can watch it on YouTube. 9 years I found out I've been streaming. Look, I think it's part of the attraction of this video, this channel, this stream. Hello, is anyone there? Right, so I can do it from here. Why can't I see the chat? There we go. Ragnar Iron Spear, if that is his real name. Right, people, what music is this? Maybe she said. The comments are turned off, probably because too many people said Dangerfield's a cunt. Can you hear the music, people? Hang on. I think it might be different pieces of music, LC350, because that bit I just went to. Well, that bit is discover your favorites in the new app designed especially for classical music. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Maybe there's a little bit at the end where. All right, hang on. Whoa. How did it know? Right, I vow to thee, John Black. That's the bit everyone knows, isn't it? Ba, 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 da, 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 ba, da, 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 ba, da, da. I imagine there's several versions of it, but here I found it. Here we go. Let's see if this sounds a bit like it. That'll be it then. Oh. Here are Jupiter by Gustav Holst. Okay, I'll pop it in the chat for you, my friend, and you can go and find. I won't link to that because that's a sung version, whereas I imagine you'll want an instrumental. But if you search YouTube for that, Jupiter by Gustav Holst. I think you can omit the Theodore at this stage. The likes of Palantir working. Right, what's that lazy bastard Packer said? It is a hymn. I thought I thought it sounded like Jerusalem, but I don't think it is. Or is Jerusalem a song written to that piece of music? I know that might sound confusing, but that's because I tried to, so that I could cover the fact that I was absolutely ignorant about it. Oh, of course he wants in. Look at the lovely bastard. Packers coming in, people. Get the grift going. Hit it. That money I'm saving you on beer could be... What can I say that's really unpleasant and bad? That could be used to take my girlfriend's grandmother to hospital. It's just how it is. Right, so once Packer gets here, I've got some videos for you. Nyanthos is on the firm. I vow to thee, my country. Score is off. Got to go to work, son. That's a terrible shame. Let me get rid of the link before Barclay copies and pastes it. Pakar, how are you?
Hello, I'm all right. I was asleep. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Are you asleep now, or you just sort
Almost.
of... Are you in this stage?
Yeah, a bit, yeah.
Yeah, we all know it.
Any idea what's going on. But yeah, I think I was led to believe that it is Jupiter.
There you go.
If that was the question.
It's so weird because you always seem slightly asleep, but there is a very subtle difference. So when I get loads of videos from your missus, I'm thinking, oh, here we go. I mean, you'll be surprised the Scott ladies that have emailed me privately in the past. But I thought,
well, that was a shame for you, wasn't it?
Well, I was about to say, I certainly didn't get. I knew what I was getting, really. Right. I won't show them all, people, because a lot of it is... Hang on, what's going on here? I'm sure she sent me about 5. Right, Packer, say something, man. Tell them about what it's like waking up and being online.
Our Mars by Pump Up the Volume is not from the Planet Suite. It would have been amazing if it was.
It's an amazing question and an answer that...
No, he's just put Mars by Pump Up the Volume. That's all he's put.
That's excellent.
Right,
people. Yeah, Okay. Hello, EA Audits Defense. How are you? Are you new, or have you just changed your name? Are you advertising something with your name? Don't worry, everyone will definitely have a look for that. Right. So the first thing I'm going to show you... Now, I'm not going to show you this one because it's got the family name on it, but I've got a leaderboard, and son of spawn of the Pakars is in 3rd place, and that's on the leaderboard. So that's pretty good, Packer.
Yeah, he's done all right.
I asked your missus, but she hasn't responded because it was about the size of her. I asked her whether scouts go round, not like Cub Scouts, like scouts for Formula Ford, you know, because where else do Formula One racing drivers come through? I assume it must be the same as football or something. There's obviously academies, but if you work for like Ford or Ferrari or something, surely you'd go and check out like local go-karting. You know, if there's someone with like a lot of talent, you know, burning everyone else off the grid, you'll be like... I
would have thought they would go to the meets where you take your own carts. You know, the proper meetings, whereas this is just the
No, but this is
indoor one.
On Facebook.
Hang on.
That advertise it, and it costs you money, and you go and do trials, and then at the end of it, if you win your top 3, you get a sponsorship.
Did you get all that?
I got all of that. Yeah, but you have to pay. That's the kick.
That sounds legit, doesn't it?
No, I mean it probably could be, but where do you draw the line? That some, 300 quid. Oh, there's another one next week. Yeah, there ain't another 300 quid. Hello, Philip. Good to see you, son. John says that Formula One drivers are born in Chislehurst caves from eggs. That's probably the best comment we've had in a long time. Like the alien eggs, they sort of come out, and then my mother.
Chislehurst cave's very specific, though, isn't it?
My mother used to go out with a bloke who worked there, and she'd say, "I'm finishing work now," and Ed'd say, "Well, I'm still working. Come down." And like, obviously, the staff on the door and that knew her, so she'd go down there, and Ed'd be there with his like chisel and hammer, carving away at these. For people who don't know, Chislehurst caves are fucking massive, hand-carved caves. This isn't like Kent's Cavern, which is a stalactite and stalagmite cave. And there's like the Druid section, the Roman section, all these different sections. It's massive. And you can do live role playing down there as well. And there's a geezer who runs around with like a steam generator on his back, dressed up like Freddy Krueger. And it sounds like nothing, but when you're 13 years old and you're sitting on your own and a bloke comes in with his smoke and going, yeah. But my mum would go down there and they'd be chipping away at the wall. And then next week when she saw a tour, they'd be going, "This is what we believe to be a Druid altar, carved around 630 AD. What? No, my other half made that last week. So a little bit of deception going on at the caves there. I presented that as fiction. I don't want to slander from Chislehurst caves. Right, so we're not going to watch that one. Right, here we go, people. Now the magic really starts. Why can't I watch it? How did I watch it before? Now I can't. I better watch it on my phone. All right, don't worry, people. We're going to be there. All right, save that one. We'll watch a couple of them. Part 2. What's this one? This is an extra email. Don't tell Packer or show these pictures on the stream. I can tell by your face you've got a massive cock and I really want it anywhere. Take your pick out of my moist hole. Sorry, there was just an odd one there that I hadn't seen.
Doesn't sound that massive, does it? You refer to it as a pig.
As I was saying that, I was trying to assess the inappropriate nature of it, and thankfully I didn't manage to come to a conclusion. Right, people, hopefully I've sorted this out. This is going to blow you away. Right, we'll start with that one. Whoa. Right, so when Picard and Mrs. Picard and the little one talk about their kids' scrub-sponsored go-kart, and I'll tell you what, any donations tonight, I will donate no % to Packer's kids' car. So remember, you're supporting a lot of good things there. When I see these are videos of Packer's kid in his go-kart. I expected it to be. Hello, Glass. Glass is in. Have you got one of these for a Packer? Hello, Glassy. When I thought of it, when I had go-karts at school, your mate would run next to you going, you don't need the brake, you don't need the brake. You want to see how fast this fucking thing goes? Hey, I'll check this out. What size is the engine, Packer? Do you know?
This is electric karts at an indoor track.
But why is it so fast?
The electric karts are fast.
Well, I suppose Tesla go quite fast, don't they?
She says that she thinks they're 160cc. you think?
Oh, okay. Which is a fast enough engine for, you know, bollocks. I forgot to put the audio on. Yeah, that's fast. My motorbike's on 125 and I can get 60 out of it. So good Lord. Right. Entire screen, audio on. So check this out, people. This is Son of Packer. Check it. You should be able to hear it. There's a little crash. Look at him take them all. He took them all. Did you see him take them all? We need it again. I thought it was a different video. There's another one where two bump into each other and he proper takes liberties. But let's watch him overtake everyone. Packer, I don't drive. Is it overtake or take over? It's overtaking it. All right, here we go again. He done all three of them. Amazing. Amazing. Right, we've got another one. Don't worry. Hold your horses. Good Lord. What did I just show on the screen there? Right, here. I can't believe how fast they're going. Is anyone else surprised by their speed? Were you surprised by their speed, Packer? Did you say
no?
Getting that? No. Okay. It is just me. Yeah, I'll put it full screen. I thought I did last time, but I'm half asleep. It's already 2 o'clock in the morning here. Here we go. I think this is the one where those other two have a little crash and he takes proper liberties. It's great stuff. There you go. I'll be honest with you, people. The mother's very proud. She did send me about 8 of them, but it is just 8 of those. But how fast does that go, Packer?
I'm not sure.
It's got to be about 30, 40 mile an hour, isn't it?
I'd think so. What I can tell you about that is the blue carts are other kids and the orangey carts are adults. So the first pit where he overtook 3 people. The one in the middle he overtook going up the ramp, that was an adult that he was chasing down. Adult carts are faster.
Oh, okay. What are they on there for? They're looking for pacemakers or just to slow everyone down? Keep an eye on them.
He goes on with the kids, but if you take your kid, you can go on with them in an adult cart. So they're parents of kids that are on there.
Okay, so like SUBSTACK and that. Right, I've actually downloaded one more because I thought they were great. Yeah, our last one, people. I think he deserves his time in the sunshine, in fairness. I don't want to sign into Coinbase. You lost all my Bitcoin. All right, here we go. Here we go, people. Present arms. How do you do this business? Here we go. Check it. I am so jealous.
Yeah, they were both adult carts. You could see going down the straight.
That orange, yeah,
that orange cart just pulled away from him, but he was because he's got good at it. He's quicker than them through all the corners. So
yeah, I noticed in all the videos I watched, waiting for the nudes, that if anyone in front of him fucked up a little bit, you can't do that. He takes full advantage. If you just have a little bit of a, what do they call it, jackknife or something, if your back end comes out, that's enough for him just to cruise past you. He's good at it, isn't he? He's good
Got
at
very
it.
smooth at it. Eh?
He's good at it. So if he was to go to the number one of the leaderboard, surely there'd be some scouts. That's like natural filtering.
Right, so that's like an indoor karting place where you go and hire the karts, and those two kids that are on the leaderboard in front of him, they've got their own karts and they race in a proper league.
Hang on, so he didn't have, that's not his kart there.
No. They're the ones you go and rent at an indoor track.
So why have those other two got their own karts there?
They haven't. They're the indoor track karts. But like I say, them kids are in proper racing leagues.
Ah, okay.
He isn't, because he ain't got.
Did he-
Well, he hasn't so far. He hasn't had the fire for it. Do you know what I mean? He hasn't had the.
He
the real-
seems to though when he's in the motor, and if he's got third place, I'd suggest.
Yeah, he's getting better. He wants to now, but I didn't really want to I didn't want to chuck him into a proper league and him just get shat all over.
And disheartened. Yeah, that would be terrible. That would be terrible. Right, before we get into this video, if anyone's new here, this is it for hours. Right. 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat, people. Oh, this new setup's crap. It's you and me, Packer, about that big on my screen, like 2 postage stamps. I've got no idea why. 42. If you're about, why am me and Packer so small in the middle of my screen? Right, here's the thing, people. I watch a lot of football punditry and have done for years. Not when we lose, because I don't want to relive that. But when we win, I'll indulge. And the last couple of seasons have been a lot of winning. And out of nowhere, give me a 1 in the chat if you trust me, if you've seen this. Because I'm sure if it's on the football punditry, it will have spread internet wide. Anyone noticed people using the word clutch all of a sudden? Has anyone heard that? Like, I've watched football punditry since the internet came out. And now, have a look at this page I've got here for you. I just searched for football clutch. Have a look at this page and you'll see. I mean, it's not the most interesting of things, but I like the way these things happen. So look at this. I'll make it a bit bigger for you. Hang on. So look, that's an advert. This video here, 5 times Ronaldo was clutch, the game changer. All right, couple of nothings. The striker who could only score clutch goals. Most clutch football players. There's a couple there. Best clutch game-winning plays in NFL football. Then there's some shorts here. The greatest clutch player in football. VRTRY came in clutch. Football clutch moments. Clutch football moments. The greatest clutch player of all time. It's just very strange. Has anyone come across this before? Or has anyone else noticed the sort of newness of the word of using clutch when talking about British Association football? Eddie Bates. So you've noticed it's, you know, I don't know where, I mean, I don't know where people get the gall to just they must know when it's the first time they say it. They're doing a stream and they're like, I saw, let's face it, Arsenal versus Newcastle was probably the game of the season. Sensational, almost perfect football, 2 clutch goals from Bukayo. And I'm like, you said that for the first time, then you tried to drop it in like it's part of your doxer. James Ayworth says it's been around. It's been around in baseball for about 100 years, James. But I've not seen it I've got a little thing here about it. We can have a look. Look at this, because I did do a little bit of research. So, according to our friends at dictionary.com, clutch. In slang, clutch refers to something done well in a crucial situation, such as clutch play in sports that pushes a team into a victory. More broadly, clutch can characterize something as excellent or effective. Where does clutch come from? The word clutch, Middle English, blah, 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 blah. The slang modifier clutch for done well in a crucial situation appears to originate in sports, particularly baseball. A sports clutch in noun form, as opposed to the verb form, is a high-pressure moment that can determine the outcome of a game. This dates back to at least the 1920s and is metaphorical, i.e. the moment at which something has or is in something's clutch or grip or control. As Life magazine memorably used it, memorable, you know what I mean, used the term.
Memorably.
That's it, thank you. And when it came to the clutch, Johnny Mize, who was washed up 5 years ago, would crack out a pinch double, or Mickey Mantle, who is not yet ready for the big leads, would slam out a home run. Moments can be clutch, as can players, plays or calls. They all make a difference at key points in a game, especially near the end. What do you make of clutch, Packer?
It sounds utterly ridiculous to me. I'm going to start using it.
I would have said exactly the same answer. See, that's why you're on it. You're the clutch co-presenter. It doesn't work, does it?
I'm going to start using it at work whilst speaking to management.
That's it.
Just to see their faces like. Huh?
When they say, what does clutch mean? That's when you have to drop your chin, let the saliva fill the bottom half of your mouth and go, don't you know? But honestly, we're in the sort of the English YouTube football punditry scene. 2 months ago, I hadn't heard it. Now you can't every single stream, you know. Yeah, but the problem is this season's Man United. It hasn't got the clutch players you need. It hasn't got your Bakayos. It hasn't got you know. It hasn't got the clutch players. I'm just going. You don't say that, which is all right. It's all right to add to your vocabulary. It's a good thing, but it feels very contrived. It usually takes things a lot longer, doesn't it? Well, I haven't got a watch for words entering the vocab of a nation. I have actually. I've got it's like a giant egg timer in my garden.
Moody Edge says sounds like a term a twat would use, or a football pundit.
There you go. Yes, James, it's somewhat forced. I'll give you that. Hello, Moody Edge. I don't know about Glass talking to men in the chat. I don't know how I feel about that. Tricky Woo says, lol, exactly. No % donations to Scrubs Racing. Yeah, that's exactly. That's how it works. Don't worry. Packer will get his rewards in Hades. Yes, Nick, perfectly. All right, I'll let you off that one, Glass. It does sound like something Nathan Barley would say. It really does. Right, should we open the doors, Picard? Unless you've got anything that you feel desperately needs dealing with.
You've heard about Jeremy Vine suing what's his fucking face? He's a football pundit. That's what I'm telling you. He was a player, a bit of a shitty player. Used to fall out with referees a lot and teams. What's his name, chat?
Joey Barton.
Joey Barton, that's it. Yeah, Joey Barton referred to Jeremy Vine as a bike monster.
Sorry, carry on. The thing about Barton though was he was a clutch player.
Yeah.
When needed, he was a proper arsehole though. It was very funny though. If you like violence.
West Ham had Di Canio. He was a clutch player.
There you go. weirdly, Arsenal's clutch player at the moment is Kai Havertz. I mean, Jesus, what the fuck has happened there? Okay, so Jeremy Vine is suing who? Joey Barton, because Joey Barton done what? Threw a brick at his wife's clutch.
No, called him a bike nonce on Twitter or somewhere.
What, a bike nonce?
Yeah, they were having some stupid spat about nothing, and Joey Barton called him a name, so he's going to sue him.
Oh,
which is very grown up.
Let's see if we can find it. Well, I don't know if you people have. Well, I'll play it to you in a minute. I'll play it.
Bearing in mind that the last person that Jeremy Vine sued, he referred to that person as the Jimmy Savile of trolls. Right? But apparently that's all right. So it's one of those situations where it's all right when I do it.
Yeah.
But you can't do it to me.
Hang on. This is quite funny. Is it the one where Joey Barton's talking about women's football?
May well be. I don't know.
All right, let's have a look.
I've only heard about the suing part of it.
People, I mean, listen, I'm sorry. Arsenal have done a lot for women's football. Women's football at the Arsenal nearly sells out, you know, and it is growing. And if people enjoy it and want to go and watch it, and that's excellent. And all, I want people to enjoy their lives.
Who's that German blonde bird played for Villa?
What, still?
I don't know. She's still good. There's one particular blonde, I think she's German bird, who's very, very popular on your clips on the internet. And I think she's done probably the most for women's football.
I mean, we were talking about this on the last stream, weren't we? Why aren't they doing it in their underwear?
Well, the way she wears the shorts, she more or less is.
Exactly. And I've noticed there's a few of them are all doing all their hair nice, so they're all there. Yeah. I mean, you know, it would get so many more views. What, 22 fit women running around? You could get rid of the ball, maybe give them a chicken to chase or something. I'm not sorry.
Alicia Lerman. According to Toffee. Right. Nice one, Toffee.
Hang on, where's hello, Toffee, mate. I haven't said hello to you. I apologise. I didn't see it in there. Alicia Layman. Right, let's see if we can find a picture. So she's a bit of a salt, is she? She's all right running towards you and running away from you. Well, I've no doubt she'll be doing both of those if I... Oh, yes, good Lord. Oh, hang on a minute. Fucking hell. Yeah. I love birds who wear their hair like that. Absolutely love that. Oh, my God, look how tight her shorts are. She's not even pretending, is she? No. Look at the makeup she's got on while she's playing in a game. And fair play to her. The massive fingernails. She dropped, man. That's what... Who's football's sexiest female player? Oh, I bet the feminists love this fucking article. Even though there have been millions of articles. Oh, who's the sexiest male footballer? Here, Scrubs. Have a look at Alicia Layman. Oh. I mean, this isn't a game shot, so she's obviously been studio lit and caked in makeup, thankfully. I mean, if they cloned her and there were 12 of them, 11 of them, good God. Yep. Got any puns? That is right up your street, isn't it? Yeah, it's just trash, and yeah, I love hair like that. I love it. I love hair like that. My missus, as soon as we go to bed at night, my missus puts her hair like that, and she knows she's going to get some traction, if you know what I mean. Half of it gets pulled out though, but you know, what can you do? Right, Bizzle just straight in went like that. Too much plastic? There's no such thing. Exactly. Glass is on the firm. I can't believe people. I can't. You know what? It makes me laugh when people say slag off birds, and I think I'd love to see your back catalogue of the women you've banged. When you put a real hottie on the screen and people go, "Oh no, look at the state of that! No way!" And then when you go, "Show me the last photo of the last Auntie Matilda's you fucked." Yeah, she's done all sorts of things for me and football. Let's see what Joey Barton says about women's football. I will have to interrupt it because then it's a reaction. Might still get yeeted, but it looks like Barton's tweeting in to like a live TV show with contrary to the leftist orthodoxy when it comes to women's football. And here's the thing. Men's football, you've only got to go from the Premier League down to the Championship. I can't be asked watching Championship games because they're not good enough. It's a very fine line that makes a great game of football. You know, you're looking at like 1% or 2%. And it's such a drop to women. It's slow. They can't kick the ball hard enough. They can't. The goalkeepers are the worst. But if people are enjoying it, people are enjoying it. But you're not allowed to say all that. Let's have a look at see what Joey Barton tweets in live because it looked quite funny what I caught of it. I don't think it's what you were talking about, Packer, but doesn't matter. We play it crazy round in these parts. We go from left to right and back again. Here we go, people. Let's see this. Let me know you can hear it as per usual.
I can hear it.
Oh, it is a bit like that with the phone and looking at that expression with this Joey Barton stuff at the moment. Joey Barton, the former footballer, who's always been a bit of a yobbo, and he's just gone on to social media.
What, professional, absolutely minted footballer and athlete Joey Barton? I mean, mate, you're so Mr. Middle of the Road. You know, you make vaginas seal up when just by walking past them. How dare you try and judge another male? Did you see him when he come on? Joey Barton. I mean, yeah, nice peach shirt and school blazer, you fucking pillock. Anyway, let's watch a bit more.
And he's just kind of been really vile about lots of people. So he posted on X last week about commentator Eni Aluko, female football commentator.
Right, that female football commentator is so awkward. She gets so many things wrong. She gets players' names wrong. She doesn't know the rules. It's shocking. She's a diversity.
Was she the 19 goals in 40 games? That's one a game.
I think that is the maths one. I can't say for sure. But she
Diane Abbott of
Diane Abbott of football. She gets things wrong. But here, let's see what Barton had to say.
Female football commentator saying, how's she even talking about men's football? She can't even kick a ball properly. Your coverage of the Everton game last night took it to a new low. Eni and Lucy Ward, the Fred and Rose West of football commentary. He then...
Imagine sitting at home in your palace, Joey Barton, and bothering to say the Fred and Rose West of football. It doesn't even make any sense.
It's brilliant, though.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Oh, thank God for Joey Barton. Anyway, let's see where else this goes. That's amazing. Hello, Willow. Hello, blogs. I'll remember to check my entropies. That's incredible. Yes, I'm with you, Nigel. I mean, he's the cultural yobbo here. You know, just nothing. Empty. Anyway, here we go.
He thinks, okay, I haven't been obvious enough with the Fred and Rose West thing. So he gets the Fred and Rose West, these are the multiple murderers photo, and replaces their faces with the two commentators and writes meritocracy rules.
Yeah, but hang on a minute. Oh, here's the thing, though. notice they're using Joey Barton's tweets as content. Do you know what I mean? They know this is entertaining. They're not showing stuff. He didn't say, "Oh, by the way, people, this might trigger you. This is really out of order." No, this is their content. They're using it as content. So it's bullshit from the outset. You know, they know that's hilarious. Look at Fred and Rose with their heads on it. Barton done that. I bet he said to his kid, "Oi, quickly, do this." Amazing. Meritocracy rules. Again, no link to mass murder. Unless he's talking about the murder of punditry, of course.
Marina, what's going on?
Something's happening to him. I've never been a fan, but like, what he's lost.
Something's happening. What? He dared to have an opinion that you don't agree with. What a cheeky bastard. You're the media. People have to agree with you. I can't for the life of me imagine what's going on with him. He's probably having some kind of nervous breakdown, daring to say things that he's having a few chuckles with his mates down the boozer at. What the fuck is this? Oh, God, kill him. String him up from in the town square at dawn.
Lost it a little bit. I actually think we should just be giving him a wide berth.
Well, I wonder this.
And not giving him this, because I think he's loving the attention. He's becoming increasingly relevant, which is quite dangerous. So I think I don't know what's going on in his life, in his mind. But
oh, yeah. I mean, give Joey Barton attention. It's dangerous. You know, next thing he'll be running through the town centre with a chainsaw on the go. This is just such tosh. I'm not watching a lot of this mainstream media. When I do see it, it's just, what is it? What's going on?
People are aware that Jeremy Clarkson exists, isn't he? Because if they ever see him, they'll just cry.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these people, as soon as the cameras stop rolling, they're completely different people. This is theatre. This isn't presenting anymore. The television's never been that. This is scripted. It's theatre. They know what they're going to say. They know how they're going to respond. They know what orthodoxy. They know they're going to toe the party line. And still, the best part of the 1 minute 15 we've had has been Joey Barton's input, who's dangerous and who's lost it.
But it's grotesque, quite frankly. And I think we just need to ignore him. He's in the process of cancelling himself.
Yeah, he is. Well, yeah, maybe he gets cancelled or not. I don't know.
Well, you said, actually, to start off with that, he was always a bit of a yop. This sounds like a behaviour of a sort of yop, basically.
So I thought I'd respond. I put oil on troubled waters. So I put this tweet up. I said, "What's going on with Joey Barton, who follows me on Twitter, weirdly? I just glanced at the Rose West thing. Then there's a Gary Neville spat. He's attacked Philip Schofield. Then he's attacked ITV. Genuinely."
Oh, my God, not attacking Philip Schofield, who got a fucking medal for cheating on his wife for 30 years and the British public. Awful. And then ITV. Oh, no, how dare you attack ITV. Look what Jeremy Vine wrote. Is it
exactly, yeah.
Dealing with the brain? Well, if you are, you might want to be a little bit more sensitive.
Yeah, well, that's a genuine thing in football these days, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, but don't call him a bike nonce.
When Jeremy Vine gets cancer, I'm going to send him a tweet and go, you talk a lot of shit, but, you know, maybe it's a cancer, so ta-da.
Is it possible we're dealing with a brain injury here? Unfortunately, he then got cross about that.
Of course he would.
And he says, "Don't let Jeremy..."
No, not unfortunately. Fortunately. Look at him. He called Vine a fascist. This is incredible.
I never forget this. He's a fascist. Hold people down and jab them by force. I never said that. Just made up. How is he still employed? The gall of the man to say, "I had a brain injury, you cheeky blank." Very, very rude word we've blanked out.
Oh, is this for children or what? A very rude word we just blanked out. Oh, well done. Thanks.
This is a morning show.
Yeah, thanks for saving us the hell of having to see a word. That would be terrible.
So I'm now on the receiving end of
well, there's a lesson there. Why did you...
First blood, you cheeky bastard. You wrote to him. Oh, I'm now on the receiving end.
Even bother putting something up?
Why did I go on Twitter on a Saturday is the big question here.
Exactly.
You go on. I bet you go on a Saturday.
I go on every day. He's going after anyone with a platform, so I know a few people who have just...
Yeah, I've had enough. We've had the best bits, clearly, haven't we? Once they start talking about what days they go on Twitter, I'm kind of done. So Vine's suing him, is he?
Apparently so, yeah.
It's just...
Yeah.
Well, let's have a look at a little bit of PJW's latest video, because it's actually terrifying. PJ, oh, that won't work. We won't watch all of this, people. You know when to stop
shouty
watching.
Puerto Rican kid.
Huh?
Is it that shouty Puerto Rican kid?
It is not the shouty Puerto Rican kid. No, it's I can't remember. I don't know where it's gone either. Oh bollocks! Oh, maybe it was an old video. It was something about Scotland.
Hate crime bill thing they're putting through.
Yeah, it was something about something you can't do in Scotland anymore.
But that doesn't say anything the government doesn't like.
Pretty much. Oh, that's weird. Maybe. I tell you what. Let me have a look at my history. That's probably the best place to find it. Did I watch that today? That's when I must have been sleeping. I'm sure I didn't watch a documentary about quadrophenia.
Mrs. Mean, it's just totally gone for it.
She's what she's seen in the future. Hang on.
She's put, Vine is a bike-nonce fascist. I am barred from calling in, lol.
Oh, what is show, are you? You've already done it. Amazing. Oh, well, unfortunately, it doesn't show on that channel. Sorry about the... read some comments out, can you, Packer?
Toffee would like to come on for 10 minutes. He's got something to say.
We can do that. Let me just... I do want to show you this because it took me back a little bit, actually. A lot of the time, it's like, yeah, I get it. I know it. Been here, done that.
Mousecat says, is it the hate monster one you're looking for?
I think it is, yeah. That sounds about right. Something about hate in Scotland. I've just gone onto my other channel and I'm just going to have a little look.
Yeah, another new one is looking at paintings of the English countryside will make you a racist.
Oh, no, it's not that one, but no, I tweeted about that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't find it. It was something about Scotland. I'd show you my history, but it's just full of bimbofication. Can't work out why it's not in my history. If anyone knows the one I'm talking about, if they can tell me what I have to search for to find it. Fuck it. Right, let's open the doors then, shall we? I better shut that. The fuck is that? I've got loads of work stuff open. Bitcoin's at $65,000. Right, here we go then. Bosh. There's the invite. There you go, Toffee. It is in the invite. Did I watch the new Dolly Dreaming one, says Glass? No, I will be immediately after this. Well, unless you're giving me a warning that... Does it say that? Or are you just telling me? Who told you you could think, oh, maybe I've got an erection? Toffee, it's in the chat. I'll put it in again. Is it? This is the worst. It is on the Modernity channel. That's probably why I couldn't find it. Good call. I'm searching. More pictures of Alicia Lehman. I want to touch you where it tickles. So I searched for modernity. Search for modernity. There's that channel. This is, I think it might be that. This is the worst ever. Yeah, good call. Who gave me that advice? I know. I replied to them. I must have missed that. Toffee, give me a couple of seconds, mate. I just want to play this because Cooper helped us out. Glass, can you send it to me again so that I make sure I get the right one? Right, here we go, people. Have a little look at this. It's only for a couple of minutes, but it's stuff we've covered before, you know. But it just really I just thought, wow, because I've tried to just forget a lot of this stuff until someone offers some real solutions. It can be quite blackpilling. Here we go. Let me know you can hear it.
This is quite clearly the most draconian anti-free speech law ever passed in any Western country. In Scotland, anything deemed by authorities to be threatening and abusive will be treated as hate speech. And police are actually being ordered to target comedians and actors who make such comments, even in the context of a performance of a play. This is a screenshot from the very training program being given to police officers. Under the SNP's hate crime bill, actors can be charged with delivering lines written by long-dead playwrights. If audiences deem the lines problematic, actors can literally go to prison for their work. In Scotland, if you so much as retweet a video clip deemed offensive to transgenders, such as this Ricky Gervais joke.
Women. Not all women. I mean the old-fashioned ones. You know, the old-fashioned women. Oh, God. You know, the ones with wombs.
You could get collared too. Some even assert that the law could apply outside of Scotland. So even if you're from a different country, if a Scottish person gets offended by your retweet, you could get a knock at the door. International extradition warrant for posting that naughty George Floyd meme on X. Don't put it past them. Showing a friend an offensive magazine article is enough to put you under scrutiny. An added layer of delicious irony, given that this will also criminalize criticism of mass migration and jokes that touch on race, is that it's all happening under new Scottish First Minister Humza Yousaf, the man who clearly hates white people. Who's got the clip?
Senior positions in Scotland are filled almost exclusively by those who are white. Take my portfolio alone. The Lord President, white. The Lord Justice Clerk, white. Every High Court judge, white. The Lord Advocate, white. The Solicitor General, white. The Chief Constable, white. Every Deputy Chief Constable, white. Every Assistant Chief Constable, white. The head of the Law Society, white. The head of the Faculty of Advocates, white. Every prison governor, white. And not just justice.
The Chief Medical Officer, white. The Chief Nursing Officer, white. The Chief Veterinary Officer, white. The Chief Social Work Advisor, white. Almost every trade union in this country headed by people who are white. In the Scottish Government, every Director General is white. Every chair of every public body is white.
White, 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 white.
Of course, he's wrong, because a lot of Scottish people are a very funny shade of paley pinky blue, aren't they? They've got that kind of see-through skin that takes a week in the sun to get white.
I'm going to let you respond to that accusation of all Scottish people.
I didn't say all.
But isn't it mad? They've been told to target comedians and playwrights, writers, artists, and that's what a culture war is, because they can now weaponize it. Shocking. Yeah. Fucking
it's
shocking.
Absolutely mental.
Toffee's on
the paintings of the countryside, because they're white, aren't they? That'd be what that is. The clouds in the paintings of the countryside, they'll be white. That's what the issue is there.
They need dubbing out. But the problem is then you make them a bit sort of dark, and we already had it last week about dark landscapes being very anti-immigrant. Did you see that?
Yeah. It's Toffee's face, look. I can't.
I'm going to do it to you, and then you can do it to Toffee.
Shit, always wrong.
Right, you've got that. Now you've got to do it to Toffee. Oh my God, he's fucking throwing shapes. He's blown us right out of the water.
He's voguing.
I don't know what to say. Toffee, how are you?
Oh, are we gents? I thought it was fitting since you were talking about my fellow Scouser, Joey Barton.
Joey
I'll
Barton.
jump on for 10 minutes.
Didn't he play for Newcastle?
He played for Newcastle, Manchester City, and a couple of other smaller teams. And to be fair,
Man
like
City are still a small team, though. They might win, but there's not a lot of fans.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they'll love that, the fans. He is, to be fair, he is a bit of a thug. There's some not very nice stories about him.
No, admittedly, he got sued, didn't he, for headbutting someone in the street or glassing someone. That did happen.
Oh, he beat them up badly. There was CCTV of it. Do you know when it's overkill? It was sort of a drunken scrap on a night out. But you think, like, the fight's finished and he just kept punching this fella.
Yeah. I know. I will admit that. But if I had to spend the night with Vine or Barton, you know.
Oh, yeah. And they're doing this thing now, the media, where they're getting a bit desperate, where they're like, all his supporters are leaving in droves, even they think it's going too far. And it's just not the case. He's just saying what the majority of us think.
And they know that.
No offense to the ladies. I just think that the female voice doesn't suit commentary. It's just a thing. It's just a lack of bass in the voice. Yeah, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't. It might be just because we grew up with men, but even when you see them, you'll see like what's his name, Newcastle striker, England striker. I just can't think of his name offhand. Always on match.
Shearer.
Yeah, Shearer with Righty, and then there'll be some woman no one knows, and even they look a bit awkward when it comes. Yeah, you know, they're not, and I've seen more than one time where they'll respond to the comment that was made before she spoke. And I don't know what it is. You've said it might be something to do with a lack of bass, but there is something a bit weird about it.
But you remember back in the day, even not that long ago, there's still pubs in North Liverpool like this where you've got a bar and a lounge. And the women are allowed in, but they choose not to sit in the bar. It's like where you're there with your mate, or like all the fellas are there having a drink, talking about football and politics and fanny. And then a bear comes in and just chimes in, and you're just like, oh, off, love. I don't want to hear it. Go back down there.
It's almost like we're different. The one that does me and has done me all my life is when you're having a few of your mates are having a night out, and just at the last minute, your mate John says, I'm going to be a bit late because my missus is a bit late. And you're like, what? And he's bringing his missus out. And it's not a gender thing. It is a gender thing. But the whole night's going to be totally different because she's going to keep telling you she's just like you. And every time she says it, she becomes further from you.
Well, funny, there's a podcast that I watch. It's quite good. Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher, Ian Wright, Roy Keane.
I have to watch it, but I can't stand either of them. I can't.
Oh, fucking hell. I don't like Jamie Carragher. I've never thought.
Yeah, he's the worst.
Yeah.
He's been policing Arsenal supporters for celebrating winning games.
No, he's a dickhead. He's got such bad takes. They've got a bird on there called Jill Scott, Geordie Bird, former women's footballer. And I respect her for her achievements in the women's sport. But just on that podcast, someone commented, this is like bringing your bird out on a night out so she doesn't kick off on you. That's what it's like.
There you go. And that's like feminism in general. You've got to lose all your men's spaces, otherwise they'll kick off on us, and that's what they have done. I see a rant on X the other day. I'm going to try and say X, and otherwise I'm going to pick the youth are going to think I'm really old if I start saying Twitter. I'll still be saying it when I'm 70, but I can't even remember what I was fucking talking about now. Taking your mates out. Oh, yeah, she was talking about something and she said, and this is why now men are invading women's spaces. The trans thing means that they're invading women's spaces. And I said, well, in fairness, women drew first blood on this. You know, we weren't allowed to have working men's clubs. That was all stopped. And you know, the whole sports thing at school. I've got a mate who's got 2 kids at school, and he said they play mixed football now, which isn't great for the male footballers who want to get better, who improve. Because if you go in hard on that little tiny girl that's been forced to play with a bloke who's got a beard, you get in trouble. So, they might as well be playing fucking hopscotch.
Have you ever seen, Dave, the worst example of this? And there's been many. There was I'm big into boxing, but I've never really got into the UFC. There was a transgender fighter called, fucking hell, he fractures this woman's skull.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Jesus.
How can you have the gall to go into a fighting sport knowing you've got so many advantages from so you might have been taking hormones for 2 years, but the previous 26 you've grown as a man. And I've seen it's just ground and pounding her, just you're sort of, I mean, MMA, I love it, but it can be a bit brutal even when it's two men. But when you know it's a man and a woman, you're like, stop hitting her. Yeah.
But we've got, do you know, women, like, it's sort of like they're made of glass. Like, when you see videos of them on YouTube and that, they go down like a sack of shit. They're like dead flimsy. Our bone density is much higher than theirs. So say you get, I'm a big lad, but say you get a woman, you never would, my size. Say you get a woman who's the exact same height and weight as me. If she punches you, and if I punch you, it's going to be 100 times worse if I do. Because it's just bone density and muscle structure and that. It's just, I watched that fight and I thought, I'm just watching a woman being assaulted here. It's fucking horrible.
Absolutely. And there's been more than one. There's more than one transgender fighter as well. Apparently, she lost a couple of rounds in her career, but I reckon they were thrown to sort of address a balance. They didn't look convincing. But also with a man fighting a woman, there's the psychology. Like you say, if a man my weight and height is facing me, I know that if he gets a clean contact, I'm probably going to go down. But if it's a woman my height and weight, I'm not scared of that. It's probably going to hurt, but it's not going to there won't be enough impact. I don't know. Maybe a real athlete. I don't know. But you haven't got the fear, have you? You just don't have that fear.
Like, I can imagine, say, what's her name? Ronda Rousey and people like that. Like, I can imagine if she fucking gives you a spinning wheel kick to the head, you're going to go down, like. But the size difference in that, I'm just going to close the distance, grab it. Not that I do this.
Hey, look at him. He's got it all planned out, Packer.
Oh, I've thought of this.
He's thought about this.
I'm just going to close the distance, grab hold of it. I've just been revealing my fucking fantasies, haven't I? Just grab hold of it. And she's finished. Spit in my mouth, Ronda Rousey.
There we go. Go on, bend her over. There you go, Packers already.
Do you know, just before I jump off, quick things, sorry to go back to the sports ball, but it's quite funny and quite telling.
You've got nothing to apologise for.
No, just mentioned Alicia Lehmann, that beautiful German.
Amazing.
Well, she played for Arsenal and Everton. There's a statistic, she's the most fouled upon player in the league. And there's compilations. It just shows what women are like with each other. There's so many compilations of, like, like these short back and sized lesbian ones.
Okay. I was thinking of it.
Like, they don't like her. It's so funny.
I was predicting another bird like her having a little roll around and getting a bit tangled, but no, it's just shaven head lesbians being doing like
white dungarees and stuff, football kids.
Okay, Toffee, that was amazing. You come on and told us loads of interesting things. I don't remember seeing your face on here before, but have you been on?
No, I've spoken to you twice, but I went face out a few months ago, like, handsome boy, aren't
I? Packer, what do you reckon of Toffee's face?
He's a little bit Tom Hardy, isn't he?
Oh, look, you've just given him 9 out of 10. Look how happy he is. Look, that wasn't even straight. His eyebrows went up in the middle there. He was over the moon.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
I've just realised how gay that sounded now. Thanks. but he is a little bit.
When I first went face out, I went on Rags and Jack, and Soft Lad Rags made a big deal of it and put the great reveal and made me feel that nervous. I went on, I'm not joking, right, blowing my own horn. I had hair back then. I had slick back hair. And I got those like weird positive comments from the ladies. I was going
don't knock it, mate. Next thing you need to do is put your email out.
I'm single, ladies.
There you go. Are you single, Toffee?
Yeah.
Why is that? You want to be, or because you've just done another 6 stretch for abuse? Just come out.
Just haven't found a nice lady yet. I'm more of a.
How old are you roughly? Don't give us your real age, but roughly how old are you?
I'm 36.
36. If you haven't found the right lady now, you'll get into that age where you realise there's no such thing. Just
give me hope. You're still
That's bollocks. I didn't find mine until I was 40.
Exactly. You've said before, haven't you, Danes? You're hoping to, or planning to have kids with the missus.
Yeah, for sure.
That gives me a bit of hope. Men, we're fertile for longer, aren't we? So
you've got to get a woman who's very traditional. You know, my missus said, I want kids. And I said, well, look, I'll do it, but I'm old and I'm busy. And she knows I like a lot of time on my own. And she said, how does that affect anything? Like literally asked me, how does that I said, well, you know, they wake up at night and they want feeding and you've got to change. She said, well, you won't be doing any of that. And I was like,
good girl. She
said, you earn the money, I'll look after the kids in the house. And it was like, done. Yeah. Lovely.
So all I want is the traditional housewife will tickle me willy every morning and then I'm fine.
But I'll
tell you, all right though, Toffee, you got your own biz, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got his own business. Good looking bloke. He's in his 30s. He's got his own business. You should get a catch coming.
Have you really?
I told you last time, didn't I? Send you a picture.
I don't remember what people say.
It was a while ago, like it was a good year ago.
Week. That's usually my limit. What are you doing tonight?
Nothing much. There's a stream about to start after this, so I'll be modding that.
So
maybe
glad
have a couple of shandies
after this. That would have been.
Do you know what? I wasn't going to, and then I called myself quick and thought after yours.
Really appreciate it. He won't be in the chat in 5 minutes, so you watch. Toffee, thanks for coming on, mate. Lovely to see you. Look after yourself and look after those
gentlemen.
Yeah, right to you, man. Packer, I felt like a tired old bloke there. I had to look down at a massive cock just to, keep myself in the game. What did you do?
He's nice, Toffee is. He does a lot of streams with Sensum. They do well with each other.
Yeah, he's a good lad as well, isn't he, Sensum? Always liked him. I think he's always happy to think about something rather than just, no, this is what I believe and I'm sticking to it. I've seen him in many situations. He hasn't got. It's kind of a young person's thing, isn't it? I know my position. I ain't budging. And social media has brought that out in people because you're arguing in public. If it was a 1-to-1, you find when you're talking to people 1-to-1, they will sort of go, actually, now you've put it like that, and but because they know it's almost a performance on social media, they won't budge. Wait, Packer, can you click and put messages on the screen? Because I occasionally see one that's good. It would be good if you could.
I can't, no. I don't think so.
I wonder if I could make it so you could. Settings. Guests can stream to their own destinations, no. Guests see viewer comments and posts. No, apparently not. That's a shame. Well, if you see any good ones, let me know. Yeah, for sure, James. I think that's a fair call. Yeah, plenty of teas in the chat for Toffee there. Ultra Mega Essex Boy is on the firm. Lovely. Got another donation. And this one has come from Alexander Grismo. And he says, caught a live one. Nice one, Alexander. We ain't got a lot left. I've done an hour and 45 minutes. It's nearly 3 a.m. on my Saturday night. I've got to tell you about something, people. I've got to tell you about something. So there was a scrub, and he isn't anymore. Oh, are you ever not a scrub? But he come out to Cambodia for 9 days. Then COVID struck, and he's been here 4 years now. And he got hold of me the other day, and he said he lives down another. I don't want to give his game away, but he lives in another very nice part of Cambodia. It's not the city though, but it is nice down there. And he said, "Oi," he said, "I've got these vape pens," and I was sort of like, "All right." Did I actually thank him then? Thank you, Alexander, for that donation, and thank you, LC350 as well. Bit sparse donations, especially for this late at night on a Saturday, but we'll persevere. Oh, good call, James. Once a scrubwear. Lovely. And he went to me, no, he went there, THC. Cambodia. Phnom Penh. Right. I'll tell you what, if it's butterscotch, Mrs. Me in it, as much as you can get, I'll pay you for it. Just send the fucking stuff. If you can get it here by tomorrow, I won't do what I said I would. He said, no, they're THC, your tetrahydrocannabinol 9, like pure. So it's Delta 9, THC-A, and THC something else. The active ingredients, but they've put the terpenes back in them. So, like, I've got this one here, which is a blueberry kush, and that's a pure indica. I'll show you it in a minute, but that's in the bag. And then I've got a a sativa indica. For people who don't know, very basically, there's three basic strains of cannabis: sativa, cannabis sativa, cannabis indica, and cannabis ruderalis. Cannabis sativa wakes your brain up. It doesn't really. You're just stoned. But it is a little bit more, oh, fucking hell, not that good for going to sleep. Indica's the opposite. Indica's proper couch lock. You sit down, as long as you've got a lot of sugar near you, you won't need to move for 5 hours. Now, honestly, the last cannabis I had was months ago, loads of time ago. And this is neat THC. This isn't like, I'm not going to do it now. I was thinking of doing it at the end of the stream because you'll see how much it changes you. Last night I was laughing, giggling my tits off on my own. So that's what you get, right? That's it. And you've got a little USB charger there, but they come charged. And it's weird because you don't. Can you see that like liquid in there? That's your pure THC. And I assume a fair amount of that goes down into this cylinder. But you take that little plastic cap off, and when you suck it, the whole thing vibrates. Come on. When you put your lips around it, I'm not joking though, it sort of goes woo. And last night, I thought, I won't go mad because I haven't got a fucking clue. I'll just have one little toke. And I went, held it in, you know. And I went, and it was a little bit, but not too much. And I shit you not, I went, absolutely fucked.
I've tried it from someone that makes their own. They make their own liquid.
Yeah.
And it is because they were going, here, try this one. What? And I was like, oh, that's cherry. Try this one. Oh, that's vanilla, whatever. And I tried about 3 or 4 different ones, and all of a sudden it hit me. I went, what the fucking hell else is that? And they went, oh. And I know a bloke who runs a shop, one of them little cheap shops, you know, toilet rolls and screwdrivers and all that kind of thing. And he's got a row of bongs above the counter. Right. And someone went in the shop trying to flog him them pre-made, but with the THC in. Yeah. And he was like, no, I can't, can I?
Oh, yeah, it's illegal, isn't it?
Yeah.
well, I used to mix shatter with, if you get shatter and warm up a normal vape juice, you can put it in and it will turn into a juice. But I don't know whether your mates was neat THC. I'm not saying it wasn't, but I mean, I've smoked plenty of weed from my age about 15 till really when I got on the smack. So 1 year. No, about 7 years. But, you know, wake up and there's one in the ashtray that I didn't finish the night before, and it's straight away. Always had a biff in my mouth for years, and loved it. But fucking hell, man, I was tripping. I was just sitting there, you know, like suddenly you realise you're watching a documentary about printers in the 60s. You're like, what? Where? And then you get all that Cambodia. Why am I in Cambodia? You know, those like basics that you haven't considered that you probably should have done. And paranoid would be an exaggeration, because I've got this little thing that I always do. In the past, when I've ever taken drugs and got a bit para, the paranoia is usually about you feeling you're doing something wrong. And I always just say to myself, fuck off, you can smoke a bit of weed if you want. And it sort of does it. It does it. But I kind of draw a blank then until when I woke up at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And then when I come out this morning, there was like a whole half litre of yogurt gone, a whole pack of marshmallows gone, I've got to have one of them now. 2 bits of lemon slice cake gone.
I was an absolute stay high for decades. Wake up, roll one. I never left one in the ashtray before I went to sleep. That didn't happen. But I would tell myself I'd be sitting there stoned in the evening, going, right, tomorrow I'm going to go to work straight, and I'll wait till I get home. Never happened. I'd have one when I got up.
Stoned.
Hey?
You used to go to the old people's house stoned.
Yeah, not this one, but previous places I've worked when I was a stoner, because if I've got it, I'll smoke it. And I'd have one when I got up, and then I'd have another one driving to fucking work.
When you're stay high, though, it's a different effect, isn't it?
Yeah.
For me, when I was a
stoner, end up smoking it to feel normal.
Yeah, I'd be in more of a problem if I didn't have a smoke and I had to do something. And I mean that, you know, you're always in that sort of zone. So I'll tell you what, I wasted so much of my life on weed, and I see so many youngsters doing it.
Well, it was funny because it was to the point where if I couldn't get anybody, if me dealer got busted or something, or ran out, and I was a few days without some, I wouldn't mind, because being straight for a few days was almost as good as being high, because it would just be weird.
Yeah. And then it's nice when some arrives, because you can actually feel a difference.
And then when you have your first one after a few days without any, it's amazing.
The thing is, you know, I see a lot of very creative people when they're young smoking weed, and there's that whole mythology about drugs and creativity. But all the best work I've done, I've been as straight as I can at the time. You know, I just don't believe. Yeah, okay, have a couple of glasses of wine before you're going to write maybe a bifter or whatever your drug of choice is. But getting hammered and doing something is usually rubbish. You know, it's usually shit. Because I think, especially if you're right, well, not if you're, especially if you're right, but I just notice you're trying to connect with people. And it's like anything made by stoned people is usually for other stoners. If you show the Furry Freak Brothers to people who don't smoke weed, they're like, what is this shit? But you show it to a stoner, they're like, look, he dropped it. I wrote so much rubbish stoned. I wrote a lot of rubbish not stoned as well, though. I'm going to put the Mike Edwards wasted 20 years on Angel Delight. Strawberry, you did waste it because you weren't having butterscotch, you dozy bastard. That is easy. Ultra Mega Essex Boy likes a biff. We know that. He said dredge, boat, deckhand. I don't know what that is about. JP, who's meant to be lurking, he says it is a myth. Drugs just made me mong out. Zero creativity. Whereas now you've given them up. What are you getting up to, John? John's gallery and studio in his basement. It turns out he's a painter. Amazing. Yeah.
Well, I made lamps and stuff out of junk, things like that, and I would often have the idea while stoned, and then do it the following day when I wasn't so stoned.
Hang on, what? He lamped something out of junk?
Yeah, I make lamps out of junk. I've done it for years.
Okay.
Have I never sent you any pictures?
Before?
Hey?
Is this something you've told me before?
I would have thought I have. The amount of time we spent talking.
Lampshades out of junk.
I make entire lamps out of junk.
Oh, including the bulb and the...
Oh, hang on. There's one over there. Hang on, look. Past the missus. That there.
Oh. And what's that made out of?
Well, the base is like a wide mesh fruit bowl. Then there's a salt cylinder from an old-fashioned dishwasher with some of them red taps and a gauge and a bucket handle spring thing. And then it's copper pipe up to an upside-down jar with a lampshade that I actually bought on it.
Mrs. Packer, out of 10, what would you give that one? If Packer didn't live there, would you have that in your front room?
Of course you fucking wouldn't.
He answered for you.
She said I wouldn't have any of them.
The whole house is full of them. Every time she says, right, let's chuck a load of rubbish out, she ends up with 10 new lamps in the house.
She's all right, actually, to be fair. She don't mind. She's like, Mum is so fucking laid back and live and let live. She'll just be like, yeah, if you want. But then I'll, that's reciprocated, so she can do what she wants.
And what got you into the world of making lamps out of junk?
Oh,
cannabis.
Years ago, there was a program on Channel 4 called
Lamps from Rubbish.
I think it was called Upcycle.
Okay.
And it was a bloke that used to make stuff out of junk. And I saw some ideas on that. He did a lamp out of a conical shaped fire extinguisher, which I've done at least.
I remember those old funny shaped ones. Why were
I've got about 3 of them.
What, for future lamps?
No, as lamps now.
How many lamps have you got active in your house?
I don't know. Loads. People say to me, "Oh, you should sell them," but I do like I wouldn't want to. I like them, and they're for me. Packer's
Emporium of rubbish lamps. I mean, rubbish as in junk, not as in a judgment of their aesthetic.
I do clocks too.
What's that? A clock made out of a clock? I don't know what's going on, everyone. Help us out a bit. I don't know how to tackle this. I don't know how to deal with it. It's getting a bit awkward, tricky, difficult to cope with. I felt that lamp was quite bad, to be honest with you. What the fuck is this? A lamp, a clock made out of a plate. Well, Packer, what are you doing?
Nothing.
What was that? A clock made out of... But we couldn't hear. I was taking the piss because there was no sound. Nothing.
Why can't you?
It's back now. It's back.
It's back now, is it right? It's a clock made out of a hubcap.
The old hubcap clock. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, mouse cap. Yeah, rover wheel hubcap.
He actually knew what car it was. EA Audits he is new on the firm. Say hello to him, people. Put an EA in the chat. Hello, mate. Yeah, it's just nonsense, Sometimes it gets a little bit. No, it doesn't. It's just nonsense. I'll put the invite in the chat, see if anyone wants to come in and have a little chat with the pair of us. There you go. Look at everyone being lovely. I said hello to you, Philip. Send me a photo if you want, Emma. Just that on. Heels. Some makeup. He's coming on. The new lad. Yeah. Look at that.
Look at him go.
It's outrageous. He's no fear at all. Chewing gum, coat on indoors.
Yeah. Look at this. Hang on.
Have you got
to stop down with the page, and
have you got?
Yeah, hello, fellas.
Have you got anything made out of rubbish in your house?
Christ. I don't think there's anything not made out of rubbish in my house.
The house was made out of rubbish. You're actually.
I converted my, the bunk beds for the kids, and they sort of outgrew it, right? So I inverted it, basically turned it upside. I took one of the beds off, inverted it upside down. I've got a 4-poster bed now.
Hang on, I'm trying to work it out. But isn't it a first 4-poster single bed?
What do you mean?
Well, did the
it's
kids
a single bed, not a double?
Well, it's bunk beds, so you've got 2 beds on. Yeah, like so one
when
above
you
the
turn
other.
it upside down, surely it's a single bed still.
Yeah, that's it. But it's got a 4-poster, isn't it? But the problem is the 4 posts. The 4 posts came off eventually, so I had to get rid of them. But no, honestly, I think make, do, amend. I think that that should be a social obligation because
They do it out here. Out here, there's no welfare out here. You don't make a living, you don't eat. So people make a living, and they do.
That's the way it should be, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's the way it should be. You know, if you don't work, you don't eat.
There you go. He's based because why should everyone else have to pay for other people's laziness? It doesn't make sense. Out here, before the rubbish gets collected, you'll see big piles of it, but then you'll see families. One family will appear in the morning, one in the afternoon, one in the evening, and that rubbish goes brrrr, and when the car actually appears, there's hardly anything left to throw away. And all of that stuff is being recycled and put back into the community, and people are making money out of it. And so it's not all being thrown in landfill and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you know what people are like here. They're sort of like snobbish, not snobbish, but they want to follow the trends, don't they? And people around here, hoarders, get cussed off. But really, aren't they people that are, if you're a hoarder, my car's messy, right? But that's because I don't chuck stuff out of the car into the lay-by.
It drives me mad. I can't stand it. I've seen people, this obviously. They come up to the lights, window goes down, ashtray, 50 old snout on the floor. It's like, come on, just
crazy. It's crazy. It's bad for the environment. Is that vape thing you were talking about, the THC vape thing? Is that legal in this country?
What country?
He's not in this country.
No, in UK.
No.
Of course not. Of course not. It's the THC that's the actual illegal bit, isn't it?
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, it absolutely not. I don't smoke weed anymore, and that's a bit of a lie because I did last night. But wow.
I mean, Cambodia. I mean, have you ever heard of that TV series like Magic Monkey or Monkey? It was just called, but
yeah.
You know the one, yeah. I was annoyed because it was on Netflix apparently, and wanted to watch that again. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we've talked about it on this show several times over the years.
Yeah. I knew then that you're, you're, the same as me because you mentioned Fabulous Furry. Did you?
Yeah, Fabulous Furry Free Brothers.
Fabulous Furry Free Brothers. So the Fat Freddy's cat.
Oi, EA audits DFE. Oh, I forgot.
Defense. It's defense. Yeah, it's defense. But it's oldest thing is what I've started off in. I've got nearly 14,000 subscribers now.
You've got a YouTube channel.
Yeah. And I've got two. Got two channels. The other one's 3,000 odd or something as well.
So if we search EA audits I can't see the whole of your name because
No, well, EA audits, it should come up because
and what is it?
I've got 520 films up now.
Nice.
You know, I mean, it started off because I needed a voice. Yeah, there's no point voting. The votes, I'd be careful what I say on your live because, you know, you can get in trouble for saying this, but like, you know, the voting system is questionable, isn't it?
They're both leftist governments, so what's the fucking point?
There you go. So we can sort of like agree that they've got their fingers in the voting system. I think personally, people go, "Oh, people have died for your vote." Personally, I think that you're disrespecting people that died in the war for actually voting in this. Yeah. Opposite,
and also what they've done to the whole voting system.
I've just subbed.
Oh, well done, thank you. But Julian Assange. Do you know Julian Assange?
I do. Well, not personally, obviously, but yeah.
No. I mean, he's just 30 miles up the road here, right? And on the channel, I've been there 2 or even 3 times. And,
isn't there talk of a plea deal with him? There's some kind of talk of, I saw the other day just the headline.
He shouldn't even be there. He shouldn't even be there, should he?
No.
You know? And Edward Snowden, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there are many other people, myself included, potentially, that are getting, you know, taken through the mill for. It's just for saying things like the issue that I've got at the moment is under the Communications Act, and it's something they rolled out at 2003, but they've not really been using it. But it's honestly, there's nothing you can do. There's not even on this one live. There's nothing that you can do or say, right, that would not find you in breach of that. Yeah. And then last year they brought in the Online Safety Act.
That's it.
Now and then they cuss off China. You got Julian Assange. You got all these different laws. You got Section 5. Rowan Atkinson spoke out about it and said like. Because some guys got nicked and charged for calling one of the police force gay, right? And stuff like that.
Very offended.
Yeah. I'm being taken to court, right, by the Met Police for saying Mrs. Fatty Bum Bum and posting a picture of a hippopotamus on YouTube, and I had 2 armed Met officers outside the door here, bang on the door. Saying if you don't take that video down off YouTube, then we're going to come back and drag you off at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then 5.5 months later, I didn't get arrested, didn't get charged or nothing like that. You know, questions, give a statement, nothing, no formal approach at all because they weren't supposed to be there. And 5.5 months later, I've got a letter through the post saying you've got to be in court in 3 weeks, right? Because you've breached. It's Section 127 in brackets 3 in brackets 1 A and B or something like this of the Communications Act, a grossly obscene messaging. But it's not actually the gross. I mean, that's the bit they're gonna fall down on. But it's causing it to be sent because one of the viewers sent a link of the clip to the airport where this woman works that I said had a fat ass, and that's the extent. I mean, yeah. So the channel.
I done a series of videos called Talking with Teenagers, not like 13, 14, 16 and above, yeah. And the only thing was you had to be 16 and above. There was nothing else. You could talk about whatever you wanted. I had one bloke on whose mother and father were disabled, like physically disabled, and he had a sister who had selective mutism. I had another girl who had selective mutism. I had 3 students.
What's that?
They can't talk, or they
mute. Yeah, got you. Yeah.
And because one bloke come on and he said that he was studying economics. He said, but even in economics, we have to go and do critical race theory. We have to go and, and every course has to do all these bizarre social justice courses. And in the Sunday Times, it said Chris Dangerfield on his YouTube channel is grooming teenage Nazis. Words to that effect. I don't want to get arrested if I got one word wrong. And then on Twitter, on Hope Not Hate, it had a picture of me like this. I had a hat on, and it said,
Groomerfield, someone said there.
This right-wing YouTuber operating from his base in Cambodia. It's just like,
I'm just wearing these glasses because they are glasses that I need to read with. They're not sunglasses, but I can't find my normal glasses.
Hey, hang on. So you're actually going to have to go to, what, is it a magistrate's or a proper court or what?
It was magistrates, but I've managed to get it up to districts because magistrates aren't trained, are they? So I don't really want somebody who's untrained. And it's the fourth hearing. Miss Fatty Bum Bum. There was one at the first hearing. They were arguing whether it was Miss or Mrs. Fatty Bum Bum. And they must have said Fatty Bum Bum about 15 times. And I'm only human, for Christ's sakes. I was pissing myself.
Did they have a load of therapists in the court to look after everyone who heard that being said 15 times? Because if it's that bad, everyone in the court must have heard it and suffered. I mean, I don't know whether. I mean, I know the trick is not to bite, but I would probably have to just say, do you lot realise how ridiculous this is?
Say again.
I know the trick is not to bite. I've stood up in court enough times, but I can't help to. I think I just have to say, do you lot realise how ridiculous this is?
The judge gave out a trigger warning for anybody in court that did happen to have a fat ass.
Yeah, I mean, it related to, I dropped my sister off at London City Airport, right? And I don't know if you know London City Airport, but it's basically an airport they've constructed in the Thames, in the river, like in the middle of the river. And you get these jumbo jets landing it looks like they're landing in the river because they've got it fenced off and that, right? Now, I've subsequently found out that you can actually go round the corner and you can basically stand at the end of the runway and film the planes like taking off from there, right? But I wasn't. I was round at the main entrance. I dropped my sister off, and two armed thugs, two armed Met Police come out, and proper rifles and that, Glocks and all that, all the gear on and that, and they go, "No, you're not allowed to film here." And I said, "Well, where does it say that? Because I've just walked from this public road, I've walked across this zebra crossing, and now you're challenging me. Like, where does it say that?" And they go, "No, well, we're telling you." And I'm like, "Well, no, are you going to need to give me a code of law?" Because that's what the channel's really about. Really, it's about transparency, accountability, and that.
Stoppers kind of deal. I think I might have seen your channel when you come on. You looked at the voice is familiar. Now I look at the name and I remember audits. I might have seen some of your stuff actually.
Yeah, well, you might have seen one of the bigger guys. You got Auditing Britain and DJ Audits is getting really big. Charlie Veach.
I know Charlie Veach. Funny.
Yeah, so he was one of the sort of early Marty Blackborough, people like that. And
there's a really funny bloke called Focus Pocus, who's just hilarious to watch.
Good friend of mine. Really Focus Pocus. Yeah. Now this is what I'm saying. But he's been doing it a lot longer, obviously, than me, and he's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. But he loves my channel. I'm proud to say he loves my channel because he comes on quite when he can, when his missus lets him. But he's brilliant. Focus Pocus.
Hang on, sorry to interrupt you. So this audits, you having audits in your name. So this is like a YouTube thing, and if you've got audits in your name, it's sort of like you're you're checking out the law and you're checking out that sort of thing.
I mean, auditing is a financial review of the company's books, isn't it? Now, this is like a sort of review of the, where our taxes are being spent, where our, what the police are doing or not doing, or what they're doing. I mean, there's something called the Heighton Freeman list and of UK police offences. And Wayne Couzens, who was recently done for raping and killing this woman, and David Carrick, they were sort of two high-profile cases. They are just one sliver in pages and pages and pages of the most awful offences that you've ever heard of. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's called the Heighton, like Heyton Freeman list. If I can get hold of it, because I got a download sent to me, and it's unbelievable. It brings home to you what the problem is, because most of it is Met Police, and most of it, 99% of it, is sexual offences.
Yeah,
most of which against children or even animals. It's so and what I've concluded from it all is that there are some good guys in the police, but they're at the bottom. And the higher up you go, I don't know what it's like in Cambodia, but higher up you go, the more corrupt it gets. You sort of maybe it used to be the other way around.
Being a guest in this country, I don't comment on its political situation.
So I've sort of, to try and take the heaviness out of it, I've sort of trying to change the channel to funny, interesting, because they're on my case. They're trying to close us all down. They've got the MI5, right, have been put on the case. I'm on one of these Tesco till things.
Okay.
But only pay cash with it. Are they still accepting cash? No. Oh shit! Sorry. What was I saying? Sorry.
So MI5 have got a list or something.
They've brought out a new government website. It's a .gov site. It's got the emblem, the government emblem, on the top, and it's got little films of what to do if social media auditor comes to your business.
They're counter-training your lot.
Yeah, basically, and it's just I couldn't believe it, because there might be, I don't know, 20. Focus Focus. He does it now and again because he's got his own trade, doesn't he? Right, and so for him, the photography is like sort of almost like a side thing. For some of us, I mean, I certainly don't go out to antagonise people. You don't need to. What I've noticed is that the most angry people, the people most likely to react, are people who are either doing something dodgy, either something to hide, or people that are polluted by things like oil sites and plastics. Those sorts of people that are working with that are really angry people, and they'll attack you at the first instance. I've had, I think, 4 cameras smashed and phones smashed. One by an Amazon security guard.
You had to tell you that he was going to stick that phone up your ass by the look of things.
Yeah, well, I mean, he came out pretty useful, this geezer, and they basically just piled into me, smashed the phone, and then started trying to kick the shit out of me, basically, in the street. And I sort of, got up with my broken phone and my blood dripping out of me, phoned the police, and they refused to attend. He was working for Amazon. And but fortunately, someone at Amazon decided to call as well. And the whole thing was caught on their cameras, so the old bill turned up 20 seconds later, as they do. We don't have police in this country. We don't have courts. We don't have a government. We don't have police. It's all the monarchies, and it's just, honestly, I don't know how long you've been out of the country, how in touch you are with what's going on in this country at the moment. But a lot of the people who are here aren't in touch with what's going on because they've got no idea what the implications of the Online Safety Act is going to be.
Yeah, of course.
Because once they invoke that, and I mean, I only know those two. Since the year 2000, they've been bringing them in, like loads and loads of these new acts, these new laws, which there's nothing you can do, right, that you won't. I mean, even where you're at now, I could find an offence that you've committed in this country.
No, I know. No. Yep. We're all fully au fait with all that. I mean, the thing is, they don't use them because if they had to implement them, they'd be locking up everyone. They use them on people they want to silence. You know, and they're just there as a weapon, ready. If you're telling people stuff they don't want to know, they can use those acts on you, those bills on you.
I'll tell you, they're building an 800. This is just one 800 acre. I don't even know what an acre is, but 800 acres is a lot of room. 800 acre super prison, right, in Essex, like North Essex, next to the most prettiest village, voted the prettiest village in the country, Finchingfield, all right?
That'd be nice.
And they're using a sort of an old American air base, and they're going to use 800 acres, but they're going to be clearing out loads, and there's loads of protests and everything, local protests and all that. But you're saying about putting everyone in jail, because of course they don't really put women in jail. They don't put women in jail, and it's you know, it's just going to be a men thing, isn't it? Because I mean, the sobering point about the Batty Bum Bum thing is that offence holds anything up to 6 months in prison, and which is bad enough, isn't it? And obviously, it's only a guideline. They've got lots of other options, unpaid work, or the other thing is a level 5 fine, right? Do you know what a level 5 fine is?
I do not know.
Unlimited.
Oh, okay.
What does that even mean? I mean, even money's limited, isn't it?
Yeah. Tell me.
Even money's got its limits.
Audits EA. You've got a few new subscribers. It's been
fantastic. Thanks, guys.
You. Keep up the good work. And if you see us streaming again, pop in again.
Yeah, I've had Sonia Porton as well trying to help me out. But if you can, guys, please share it around because I'm trying to get it out there. Yeah, I know.
You're shilling your own site. Clock is ticking rapidly.
Say again.
It's all right. I'm just pulling your blood.
Well, I'm not sure whether it is going to protect me. I was going to say, like, having more people watching it will protect me, but it didn't work for Gillian Assange, did it? So, bless you. Yeah, I've subscribed to you, and yeah, I'll see you around.
I've done it now. Nice one. Let's have an EA in the chat. Look after yourself, mate.
And you, take care. Cheers. Nice to speak to you.
Likewise. Packer, what did you make of EA audits? He came on and it was just bang, wasn't he?
Nailed it, didn't he?
I tell you, he reminded me a little bit of, who was that lad? He disappeared in the end. We done he went to prison. He was on that really rubbish thing where you're in prison forever, really. And the Court of Human Rights said it was illegal. Does anyone in the chat know what I'm talking about? There's like a sentence. They don't do it anymore. But you could sentence someone. There's a name for it. But
he's been in about 20 years, hasn't he?
Yeah, there's people who go in for 6 months and 10 years later they're still there. That's it. Pepsi Watson. Good call. Good call. Yeah, he did sound good. He sounded absolutely Sam Wolfie. Yeah, Pepsi Watson. He disappeared. I spoke to his mother. And she said, I said, I spoke to Pepsi yesterday. She said, where is he? Like prison? I said, he weren't in prison. I said, he was at home. He said, he hasn't got an home. I said, well, he had his decks and all that. And she went, well, I don't know he's out of prison. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then the next thing, he spoke to me and he said, they're trying to lock me up again. He said, I can't do it. He said, I could be in there for the rest of my life. He said, and he started asking me about how much it was to live over here. I said, you really want to be on the run for the rest of your life? He said, yeah, if the alternative is in prison. And I haven't heard from him since. Has anyone heard from Pepsi Watson at all? But he reminded me a little bit of him. Same sort of character, but nice bloke though. I always think it takes quite a lot to come on a stream, especially when you know that it's a regular stream and everyone sort of knows each other. He showed absolutely no fear, did he? He was just
well, he's obviously, being on camera is his thing, isn't it?
There you go.
And I look forward to watching his videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other one I would shield would be Focus Pocus, who is just hilarious.
Okay, I'll pop
He's very
that.
clever and very funny. He's standing outside a police station and two CID coppers get out of the car and start trying to move him on with things like, well, it's a bit unusual. What did they say to him? They said it's a bit unusual taking photographs of a police station.
Oh, yeah,
to which
no,
he
I've seen that
replied,
one. Go on, yeah, go
well,
on.
there's 1,800 police stations. Can you name one there isn't a photograph of? So the copper says to him, all right, well, I've never seen anyone taking a photo of a police station. To which he replies, well, I've never seen a chicken lay an egg.
Well, I actually have seen that exact video.
The copper turns around and fucks off. He's like, oh, I'm out of class here. I'll go.
It is amazing the amount of times in these videos where they say, if you don't move, I'm going to charge you. And he says, all right, what's the law? Which the coppers meant to know. If they're going to charge you, and these coppers, they don't know. And he says, well, you better get one of your superiors down here who does know, because I'm not having you charge me with a law you don't even know. And then they go off camera, they come back and they go on your way. And they go, you're not charging me now. They go on, just go. He goes, no, I ain't going anywhere. I mean, it's all long march through the institution, the staff. As soon as the left got the judiciary, they got the police, because the police, they're the donkeys for the judiciary, essentially. It's do you know Pepsi Watson? Yeah, that's it, Wolfie. PPI. It's a really weird where you get something really small. I suppose it's sort of like, you don't get, they don't tell you how long you're in for, and there's people who've been in for 10 years under these PPIs, and they can let you out, and then if they decide you've done something wrong, they can chuck you back in. Awful. And Pepsi Watson was starving to death, having the shit kicked out of him. Like the things he told me, well, he told all of us, if you remember. Good Lord, man. I don't know. That was interesting though, wasn't it? There you go. JP said I used to write to him. Well, I told you, John, he got out. I don't know whether he'd done a bunk or something, but his mother didn't know. And the last time I spoke to him, he was talking about just getting out of the country because, what is it? Where's that? Where is it? The Court of Human Rights. Is it Geneva? They said that IPP or whatever it is it contravenes human rights, and so to stop doing it. But everyone who was already on it, they kept them on it. I mean, when we were kids, right? Christmas Day, a couple of gathers would come in the house. We knew them by name. I could name them now. I won't know. And there's photos of me with a policeman's hat on, a police radio, his jacket and a truncheon, him sitting behind me with a brandy, Christmas Day. And it was just they were the local beat coppers and you knew them. And they also knew that we were toe rags, and they'd occasionally, come and they'd give you a clip round the ear when you tried to nick the postman's bike and that. But what in a short space of time you can go to prison now for just saying Thatcher bum or something. It's like, wow. It's pathetic. Such a weak society. So weak. Anyway, well, that might be, it really damaged him, Emma. He was in an absolute mess, like he couldn't function. They broke his ankle and didn't give him treatment, wouldn't treat it, because if they treated it, they'd have had to acknowledge You know, how did that happen? Oh, he'd done it himself. He just sort of snapped his ankle. Okay. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I've just got Focus Pocus up here. I have seen a few, but I'm not subscribed. JP says the gathers used to be local lads that you could trust, but you respected their authority. Yeah, you were sort of scared of them, and because they were the police, and it was all right. Everyone was all right with it. But now, yeah, I'll leave you to read the left, what's left. But now they're just the mug wing of the leftist government. This is why, you know, Semiagog wrote an amazing thing on his Telegram, and I put something similar on the Scrubs Lifeboat a while back. You know, in those Telegram groups and things, watch out what you say, because at some point, I foresee a generational rising of nationalism, because it's just going that way. And if it doesn't go that way, England, Great Britain will be a third world nation in 20, 30 years. But they're putting these laws in place now so that when that starts happening, they can round up people by the thousand. Oh no, in 2022 you said this, that's illegal. Bang, 6 months. And when they start making examples of people, that's when it gets a little bit like, I can't afford to. I've got a wife and 3 kids to feed.
Well, I look forward to going back to Essex then.
It's dark, isn't it, man? It's so dark. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, parts of it already are. They really did, Philip. You got that feeling anyway. I mean, I think it's important to not over glamorize it. There was still some very hideous crimes that went on in the old days. It wasn't like, evening, sir. Oh, did you hear? Aunt Molly fell over and someone called her a bag of chips. You know, there were still people getting stabbed in that, but just not so many. Because there was a community, if someone got stabbed, people knew who'd done it. You know, and if they thought it was justice being served, they didn't tell the coppers. If they thought it wasn't justice being served, nice. Do you remember one of those episodes of Brookside when they had those crack dealers in the street and that old gangster bloke come back? He was a real character. I can't remember what his name was, but everyone sort of loved him. He was like one of the scallies that had done good, ended up like quite a high-level gangster. And they all said to him, look, we've got these crack dealers in the street. They're wrecking it for everyone. They're causing all sorts of problems. And he sort of went, I can't help you with this. But I tell you, if he trots out some sort of saying like, if no one says anything, no one knows anything. And if everyone's involved, it's quite good. He talks in riddles. And so they all go around his crack dealer's house and he's like, what's this? A fucking needle a watch or something? And they just clout him a few times with a baseball bat, stick a bit of string around his neck and throw him out the window. On Brookside.
Something I saw the other day, someone was squatting in someone's house and they went round there.
No, it wasn't Jimmy Corkill. Jimmy Corkill, him and his son were the junkies. No, it was the gangster bloke. He left the series, but he came back for this one to tell them how to. Glass remembers the first lesbian kiss. Do you remember when they killed their father? They stabbed him up and put him on. Brookside was kind of special. I would love someone to remember the name of the bloke I'm talking about. He was sort of. Anyway, sorry, Packer, to interrupt.
No, just this bloke finds someone squatting in his house, and the squatter says to him, so what are you going to do? Call the police? And he turns around to the squatter and says, why would I do that? Nobody knows you're here.
Yeah, Glass and Cooper. No, I'm talking about. He was like a gangster in it, but he hadn't been in the series for like 4 or 5 years. But then when they all got together and said, what are we going to do about these scallies? Someone said,
well, that actually happened, didn't it? In some Scottish village that was part of that, what do they call it? County lines thing. There was all these
Oh, yeah.
Southerners turning up there dealing drugs, and the village went and sorted it out because the coppers weren't interested.
Wow. I mean, it was that firm that lived in my house down in Paynton. You know, they were all from Liverpool. They move into your house. It's fucking horrible, man. It's fucking horrible. Oh.
Barry Grant, Mike.
Barry
says,
Grant. It was Barry Grant. It was Barry Grant. That's amazing. Let's see if we can find the clip. It was. I mean, I'm not. Brookside, out of all of the soaps, it was a different level.
I've never had any interest in soap operas.
Yeah. Well, I only have because I washed up back to my mother's house enough times, and you know, it was antique shows all through the day, and then you got the soap belt from like Brookside through to the end of the bill. It was like fucking hell every day. No, I can't find that clip. Not necessarily a bad thing. People, it's 20 to 4 in the morning. I've got to get some writing done. Been an interesting stream. It's been a bit of a quiet Saturday nighter. Oh, it was horrible, mate. The main bloke was on the run for murder. He had a big tattoo on the side of his massive, huge weightlifting body that said the power of one. But the worst thing about it, they had a little 14-year-old kid with them in his Lacoste silver and red tracksuit. And when the bloke, he put his shooter in my mouth and he went, I've killed people for less than a fucking tenner. And I was sitting there going, this little kid was going like hysterical because he was terrified and loving it. And it, you know, just that little sort of extra added surreal moment. I just wanted to go, hang on a minute, let's you just calm down, will you? You're making this a freak show, and it's not. It's quite frightening. Carry on. You know what he said to me? He went, I'm intelligent. I read books and that. You know, what do you say? Oh yeah, that was my first thought when I saw you. When you forced your way into my house and kidnapped my dog, I thought that's an intelligent man. Yeah. I read books. Fucking hell. Right. Okay. Hang on. I've got someone else writing to me on another platform. Right. Anything to leave us with, Packer?
No. You know that. It was a good stream, no?
That's why I...
Nice to see Toffee. No one ever sees him, so you're privileged to have his face on.
We were.
He was very interesting. I liked him. I'll be checking that out.
I got a bit sort of... I thought I didn't have the energy for streaming, but I've thought that before. But when I start, I seem to get it. But I thought, I think me trying to explain it kind of shows what I'm trying to say. But going to get some writing done, finding a bit of music. Let's go with that one because it's easy to find. All right, Scrubs. Well, it's Sunday here. Fucking hell, can you believe that? The week goes so slowly and the weekend just flies by. But when I wake up tomorrow, it's pretty much over. That's the blackest pill I've ever known, the weekend ender. Packer, thanks for coming on, mate. I won't let you have to put up with any more of it.
Cheers, Chris. Cheers, Scrubs.
There you go. Yeah, nice one, mate. Look after yourself. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Ta-ta. P in the chat for Packer, please, people. Here's a bit of Bally G. Let me make sure. Oh, hang on. I've got a donation in Entropy. And I say I put Entropies on the screen. It's only fair. It has been weak on the donations. That does hurt as well, I must say. It motivates me. Yeah, I'll check this out. This is what Brick Dictator said. He said this. Who is it? Brick Dictator says, glad to catch the end here with EA. is there a different state or region in the UK that's safe from this? I'd stay in Southeast Asia if the whole US got that way. I thought lèse majesté in Thailand was bad, but that's nothing compared to this. So thank you, Brick Dictator. Thanks for that Ayrton Senna as well. For people who don't know, lèse majesté, that is a thing in Thailand. And both essentially, if you criticise the royal family, I think they kill you. Like, you certainly go away, but they may kill you. Maybe Brick Dictator can confirm, but it's pretty severe. Like I was in a brothel once, not at night, like during the day while they were cleaning up and showing me their boobs. Like a 12-year-old, I said that, but they were. It's in the novel, that bit as well. I couldn't get an erection because I was withdrawing. So all the girls I had like a bevy of girls trying to do their magic on me, and it just wasn't working until this one girl walked in who I'd never seen before. Fucking hell. And the bird that I was having, and Anne had a long romance with, she said to me, if you want to have a go and have a go. Because she did get it working. Why I turned that down to this day, I don't know. I just thought it might work for a couple of minutes, but imagine coming back down those stairs in 3 minutes' time and her telling all the other girls in Thai, nah, it was like a wet mushroom. Plenty of England. No, those laws, that's the whole of England. That's the whole of Great Britain, I think. No, it's England. But if you live in England, those laws are on you, even if you live in a different country, you know, because I'm an English citizen. I did the other night when I'd done that calling, it said on it, are you frightened about the future or your future? That stream was meant to be talking about this sort of thing, you know, because I've had a lot of people recently saying they can't believe how quickly England is changing, you know, and I couldn't believe it when I went back. The town I left was not that different to the town I grew up in. You know, there was a 10% of different, but when I went back, it looked like New Cross, Peckham. And if you've ever been to New Cross or Peckham, it's not the sort of place I'd want to bring up kids. It's not the sort of place I'd want to bring up myself. It's certainly not the sort of place I'd want to go out with my missus. Fuck that. And, you know, Dartford's like that now. And that's just absolute jokes. Packer drops 2 and he says, cheers, Chris. Cheers, Scrubs. See you all later. Nice one, Packer. Thank you, mate. And thank you, Brick Dictator. You know, I get a lot of shit for moving out. And again, that was one of the questions I was going to ask in that stream, but I, as usual, went off course. If you could, would you get out? I've got mates in England who said, listen, he said just the other week, he said to me, I'm envious. He says, if I could get out to Asia, he said, even China. I mean, I know China's Asia, but he said, even China, Japan, Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Korea. He said, anywhere really where this censorship and this hate speech nonsense, he said, I would if I could. He said, but I've got 2 daughters and a boy. They're all at school. I've got a wife who's got a job, and without her income and mine, we can't afford to look after them all. He said, I can't do it. He said, don't think I haven't sat there night after night trying to work out how much money we'd need to earn to get the flights out of the country, move into a guest house or something. He said, because I do it every time I have a couple of beers and I start thinking about this stuff. And it broke me heart. It absolutely broke me heart. And listen to this. I'd love to take my girlfriend back to where I grew up. You know, I'd love to take her. This is where I grew up. You know, show her where I come from. But it doesn't exist. So I haven't got a home. It's not the same. It doesn't look the same. There's different people there. There was a time when I would walk through Dartford any time of day or night on my own, not because I knew everyone, although I did, Not everyone, but you know what I mean. But because it was relatively safe. I wouldn't do that now. I would not a fucking chance. Not a chance. I'd be weaponized anyway. But I'll never take my girlfriend to Dartford. What's the fucking point? Even the train down there is the most hostile journey you've ever had. If anyone's ever been on that Network Southeast, listen to this journey. Oh, let's get on the train. Waterloo, right? So Charing Cross, Waterloo East, London Bridge. I will get these confused because there's 3 different lines, but I'll give you a few of the places you might go through on the way. Lewisham, St John's, New Cross. I mean, already, please, really. Kidbrooke, yeah, that's nice. Woolwich, Abbey Wood, like the worst place in the world. Barnhurst, just save me. So so the journey to Dartford, and there's people getting robbed on the train. That's a regular. Just people getting their bags snatched, and the people who snatch them, they don't run off down the train or wait for the doors to open and time it right. They just go through them, standing next to the person they took it off, knowing that no one's going to do anything because they happen to be a different shade, and they know that they've got the state on their side essentially. And so I will never show my girlfriend where I come from. And then Soho, I'd love to take her to Soho and say, this is where I spent most of my adult life. But when I went back when my mother died, I went, instead of going straight from Heathrow to Dartford, I got the Piccadilly line and I walked through Soho. And there was already Somali gangs and the like when I was living there, but not as many as I saw, you know, and I could tell it had a detrimental effect on the amount of people hanging out in those areas because they were virtually empty. And that little bit at the end of Brewer Street where it meets Rupert Street, that used to be just a bustling, really exciting area. But it was just gangs waiting for people to mug. So that's not nice, is it? My children, you know, I'm like 70. Yeah, I'd love to show my kids where I come from. I'd take them there and they'll be like, yeah, but there's no white people here. Where did you come from? What, were you like the one weirdo? I'll be like, it was a little bit different then. It's very sad. Very sad. Yeah, exactly. I'm with you, Pizzle. It's very sad. Glass dropped an Ayrton Senna. Dropped it. Thanks for the stream. I'm off to France tomorrow. We'll probably miss any streams next week. Have it. Scrub love. Oh, I see. It's like that, is it? Some romantic holiday in France. Thank you, Emma. That's very kind of you. I hope you have a fantastic time. Be careful. Don't go to Paris. No, you have a lovely time. And thank you for that. Right, I've got a little bit of music here. I will be putting your comments on the screen. I can't even talk now. Look, 4 o'clock in the morning. I do it every time. I'm tempted to have a little bang on this, and then after the music's finished, I'll just be sitting again. But the thing is, it sounds like it'll be funny, but while the music's playing, I'll be getting scared. And then when the stream ends, I'll just go, I'm sorry, I've just got to go. It'll be really dark. So let's just do it as we normally do it. There we go. There we go. Packer, I'm sure there's a way, 42 knows how to do it, where you can affect changes. You can put things on the screen and that. Not that I want you to necessarily, but might be a bit of fun. This is Bally G with Deep Water. Take care, people. Over. Let me know you can.
Everyone knows I'm gonna be the first man down.
Good call,
All my
Pizzle.
friends are sick of having me around. Nobody wants to give a buddy one last break. Can't go on, I've taken all a man can take. Life is a curse, it only gets worse, and the world will watch you drown. Maybe my mind will fail to ever find the point. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna make my grave underneath the wave. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna lay my head on the riverbed. Looking back, I rejected every place I stayed. A woman says I'm lying in the bed I've made. She says warriors don't give up before the war begins. So I get high to justify the mess I'm in. People get mad and people get sad, but at least they have a cause. I struggle to feel emotion I can really trust. I'm going deep, deep down underwater.
See you later, SN.
Gonna make my grave.
See you later, NSM.
Underneath the wave.
See you later, CNN.
I'm going deep, deep down underwater.
See you later, CNN.
Gonna lay my head
MSNBC
on the riverbed
and the BBC. Nah, because I'm going to anyway, James, but I can't be legal, innit? Depends what I'm approaching this yard. Emma, send me a link to that one you mentioned, that video.
I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna make my grave underneath the wave. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna lay my head on the riverbed. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna make my grave underneath the wave. I'm going deep, deep down.
Admittedly, I was a little bit tempted to. It would be quite funny to just hit it now and you could watch me go stupid. But what I want to do is get a pint of tea ready, a couple of slices of cake, get a new crammer on. This one's getting a bit, getting a bit hot. And then set up my writing desk because I like it. Rack up a playlist of music. I'll tell you what, it's proper exciting. I'm on the last bit because I write chronologically. I obviously edit chronologically. And so this has been a massive read through. And this bit I'm working on at the minute it's a joy to write, and I get in the flow state. But if I smoke any of that, I think I'm in the flow state. And then tomorrow I've just got to take out all the rubbish I wrote when I was stoned. I'm just relaxing. Just relaxing. That's what I'm doing. Just relaxing at the end of the stream. No, it's not. It's an indica. I have got a Satvir as well, but I'm going to give that away to someone. It's a prize. It's a Scrubs prize. If you send a stamped addressed envelope to Cambodia. Pags reckons Nunhead is nice this time of year. Well, as long as you go to Nuneaton afterwards. If you know what I mean, Pags. There you go. Look, I forgot to thank everyone who donated, everyone who comes to watch, my moderators and Picard. Have a lovely weekend. Make the most of it, people. Glass, enjoy yourself in France, love. Have a lovely time. And I'll see you all. I might do a stream at a weird time tomorrow. I might be seeing the missus tomorrow night. But I might do like a lunchtime stream my time, so that'll be early doors your time. Yeah. Look after yourselves, take care, and ta-ta. Hoita.